Evening, welcome to Old Trafford for what always promises to be a great fixture when these two teams meet. Manchester United against Chelsea in the Premier League, but how many times in recent years has this fixture been a battle of 7th against 10th? Those are the positions that these two find themselves in after disappointing starts to the season. Mixed results for the two of them at the weekend. Chelsea holding on with 10 men to beat Brighton at Stamford Bridge. United with a massively criticised performance as they lost 1-0 at Newcastle. Former England goalkeeper Paul Robinson alongside myself, Lee Blakeman, for commentary here at Old Trafford tonight. Paul, this could be 7th against 10th, 1st against 2nd, 19th against 20th. Manchester United against Chelsea, always a must-see in the fixture calendar.
Well, it's a huge match, isn't it? We've got two faltering titans of the Premier League, really, haven't we? Two very different stories for very different reasons. There will always be talk about these two clubs. They will always be in the spotlight, none more so than now when they're doing well. When they're not doing well, we'll always talk about these two juggernauts of English football. And as you see tonight, we've got a packed Old Trafford. The crowd are in. It's a fantastic atmosphere already, and looking forward to a really, really good game, and one that's really hard to call in all honesty, because we don't know what we're going to get from either side.
It's a packed house, it's a jam-packed press box, lots of cameras surrounding the tunnel away to our left as the two teams take to the field here at Old Trafford, read out by the officials. Referee Chris Kavanagh in charge tonight, and then Thiago Silva and Bruno Fernandes lead out the respective sides. Manchester United make 4 changes from that 1-0 defeat at Newcastle, dropping to the bench Rashford, Martial, Wan-Bissaka and Mainoo. In come Lindelof at right back, Amrabat for Mainoo, and then Antony and Højlund up top. So United will go with Andre Onana in goal, a back 4 of Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw and Darlow, then a 2 in midfield of McTominay and Amrabat, a 3 of Antony, Fernandes and Garnacho, behind Rasmus Højlund, still searching for his first goal in the Premier League.
Interesting tonight to see the changes that Erik ten Hag's made. Marcus Rashford and Anthony Martial heavily criticised for their performance in recent weeks, especially last time out against Newcastle. There's been a lot of talk, a lot of speculation in the media. Erik ten Hag and Manchester United stopped some certain elements of the media coming into the pre-match press conferences. They've banned them from Old Trafford, and you wonder whether he will field questions after the game as to whether Rashford and Martial were dropped, left out, however you want to put it, put on the bench because of performance, lack of ambition, recent performances, or whether it's to do with the media outlets that we've been hearing of recent times. But certainly be looking for an improved performance from last time out against Newcastle, and especially at home. I mean, they've lost 3 of their last 5 games at home. They have to improve here.
Chelsea make 2 changes from the win over Brighton on Sunday. Gallagher is suspended while Benoit Badiashile drops to the bench. In come Cole Palmer and Marc Cucurella. Interested to see what Cole Palmer can do coming back into the side. He's been flying this season already.
He's been excellent, Cole Palmer, since he's moved to Chelsea. Found himself out the side the last couple of weeks, but because of Conor Gallagher's suspension, comes back into the side today. And what we're seeing from Pochettino is a more settled Chelsea. We've seen him mix his pack up, whether it's been forced through injuries and suspension in recent weeks from the start of the season, but now his treatment room's starting to empty. We're seeing a more settled side, we're seeing a more settled formation, and in that we see that again tonight. Caldwell will come back in at centre half alongside Silva. Cucurella will play left back. Caicedo and Fernandes are his preferred 2 holding midfielders, and the 3 in behind Nicholas Jackson will be Sterling, Palmer and Mudryk. As I say, it's only 2 changes, but one was enforced, so we're seeing a lot more stability from Chelsea.
Just to go through that team in full then: Robert Sanchez in goal, Disasi, Silva, Colwill and Cucurella the back 4, then a 2 of Caicedo and Fernandes, a 3 of Sterling, Palmer and Mudryk, behind the main striker Nicholas Jackson. It is a Wednesday night at Old Trafford under the floodlights, Reds against Blues, 7th hosting 10th, both teams needing what you could call morale boosting wins here, certainly from a Manchester United point of view. Chelsea have been doing all right of late, but 10th in the table, absolutely not where Mauricio Pochettino would have envisaged being at this stage.
No, but you can see shoots of recovery from this Chelsea side. You can see what he's trying to do. We always hear about words like transition and rebuild and etc. No bigger job than the one that's been undertaken at Chelsea by Pochettino. but I look at this Chelsea squad, I look at the age of the squad, and I look at the quality of players that he's got, and with that manager I think it's only a matter of time before he does get it right. Manchester United, on the other hand, they're just far from convincing at the moment. They were so poor last time out against Newcastle. The 3-0 win at Everton, I think, papered over a few cracks, because it certainly wasn't a 3-0 game for me. The disappointment in the Champions League against Galatasaray, that they crept past Luton here, and they've been really poor at home here this season.
Chelsea get us started. Chelsea kicking from right to left as we look at things, attacking the Stretford end. Manchester United kicking from left to right in this first half. Manchester United against Chelsea in the latest of the full round of 10 fixtures that are live on 5 Live, 5 Sports Extra, or the BBC Sport website this midweek. Paul Robinson and Lee Blakeman, your commentary team. Chelsea keeping the ball at the moment inside their own half. They lose it, and United will steal it in the midfield. They go back to Maguire, right side of the centre circle, takes a couple of touches. He's got Amrabat short, but he keeps it moving. Lindelof's over there. United use the full width of the pitch. Flick inside by Fernandes is one of those things that, if you wanted to criticise him early on, it's one of those things that if it doesn't come off, one of those little flicks, it just looks lazy and uncommitted.
Well, you've got to have good players around you in a team that's playing well, and you've got to have confidence to do that, and Bruno Fernandes has certainly got the quality and the flair to do that, but at times it doesn't come off for whatever reason. But immediately I see Chelsea, they've lined up differently at the back.
They're on the attack straight away. Jackson running at Maguire. Was that a block? Chelsea fans away to our right, down the other end, wanted a free kick. Nothing doing, says referee Chris Kavanagh. He's got David Coote on VAR tonight. Sean Massey-Ellis is the assistant VAR. Tim Robinson is the fourth official. Ball over on the far side where Manchester United win a free kick. 90 seconds of the game gone. 0-0, Manchester United and Chelsea. Elsewhere on the BBC Sport website, Liverpool leading by 1-0 at Sheffield United. Virgil van Dijk's got that. Fulham are 2 up against Forest, also on the BBC Sport website and app. It's Brighton 1, Brentford 1 in our commentary on 5 Live, which has just got underway with Pat Nevin and John Murray. Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 0. United free kick, long down the left, looking for the run of Rasmus Højlund, tidied up at the back by Chelsea, and they will come away with it at centre half with Thiago Silva. Poor ball out, United pounce straight away, and here they come down the right with Diogo Dalot. Skips past 2, edge of the penalty area, pulls it back, shot goes in over the crossbar from 22 yards from Bruno Fernandes, but United were on that quickly.
Yeah, Dalot does well, plays a square ball to Fernandes, he chooses to hit it first time, 20-25 yards out, sails over the bar, doesn't trouble Robert Sanchez in goal. But I was saying about Chelsea lining up differently, surprisingly Cucurella's gone out to right back, and Disasi is playing centre half with Caldwell. Caldwell's at the left back, and it's Silva and Disasi, the 2 centre halves. Caldwell's playing at left back and Cucurella out at right back, so it's a different back 4 to what we would have expected from Chelsea.
Fernandes going close with that first effort on goal. United's joint top scorer with 5 goals in all competitions, but he's 1 yellow card away from a suspension. He comes into this game on 4, so he will be walking a tightrope as United come forwards down the left. Fernandes with the layoff. Shaw carries on, through ball, Højlund into the area left side, and it's a good save away to his left by Robert Sanchez. Just for a second it looked like he'd not got enough gloves on that, but he did just enough to turn it round the bottom corner as Højlund shot across goal.
Well, United have started well, and that's Luke Shaw in an advanced position. Højlund makes the run off Thiago Silva's shoulder, gets in behind, and that's what Højlund gives this Manchester United side. He just gives them that threat in behind, really direct from Luke Shaw, crosses the halfway line, plays a little 1-2 with Bruno Fernandes, slots the ball down the side of Silva, and Højlund hits it first time across Sanchez, who makes a decent save.
Shaw with an in-swinger, headed up into the air at the near post by Lindelof. Easy claim from Robert Sanchez. Well, Luke Shaw took Manchester United's first corner of the game at Newcastle on Saturday night in the 82nd minute, this one coming in the 4th, so progress straight away.
Yeah, already intent from Manchester United. You can see there Højlund pressing high up the pitch now. Robert Sanchez is in possession. Manchester United have started higher up the pitch, the defence is on the halfway line, and they're pressing Chelsea. They've won possession back now at the second ball. Second ball is looking very important to Manchester United already tonight.
United have it on the halfway line. Amrabat back into the side tonight in place of Kobbie Mainoo in the midfield, the youngster who made his debut in the Premier League at Everton a few weeks ago. Anthony picks it up, gives it to McTominay. Nice move this from United. Darlow into the area right side. Low ball across the face of goal and just tidied up at the back post by Marc Cucurella in the nick of time because Garnacho was waiting to pounce. United with another corner.
Once again, it's United getting in behind the fullback areas, and this time it's Manchester United's right, Chelsea's left, getting in behind. Colwill down here. Dalot puts it in. Great cross in, and Cucurella at the far post makes a real mess of it. He doesn't know where it is, gets very lucky.
Short corner from the left this time. Shaw, edge of the area, back out wide, cross sent in, just too high for Højlund. Chelsea head clear back to where the cross came from, but the offside flag comes up on this near side. Short corner from Bruno Fernandes, caught a few off guard.
Yeah, Manchester United having some real joy early on in behind the fullback areas. Mentioned that Cucurella's playing right back and Colwill playing left back, but early on both have been exposed. Manchester United got in some great areas with Luke Shaw, with Dalot, ball across the box there. Cucurella got really lucky, it skidded across the 6-yard line. Cucurella went to clear it with it left, it hit the inside of his right leg and went out for a corner.
Chelsea free kick inside their own penalty area. You have to do it when you've got a goalkeeper summarising alongside you. A quick bit of analysis on Robert Sanchez there. His first touch of the ball, it was a key one. Just for a second it looked like he got too much spin on it, but a good strong hand to turn that around the post so early in the game.
I think you've been very kind to him. I think he made a mess of quite an easy save, but he turned it into a good one.
Here come United, layoff, opportunity, Anthony to the edge of the area, Chelsea all over the place as they're playing out from the back. Here's McTominay, good chance, shot blocked, deflected, United with another corner. They've also got a man down in the penalty area, which is why the referee's just signalled to slow things down just for a second. It's Anthony who's gone down, but United, their third corner in the space of 6 minutes.
Yeah, it's Anthony who's down. He gets the ball initially. Højlund plays him a great pass. His first touch, he's too big. He puts himself in trouble. He gets caught, and then he lays down in front of McTominay. McTominay's just about to pull the trigger, but he can't because Anthony's down on the floor. He then gets up, and Manchester United have got another corner.
It's going to be an in-swinger from the United left. Bruno Fernandes, is he going to swing one in this time, or is he going to go short to Shaw like the last time? Anthony still on one knee on the edge of the penalty area, and we've got a VAR check here. The referee Chris Kavanagh has been called over to the screen, and we're just going to have a look as to why here, checking for a possible penalty. Chris Kavanagh comes to the screen down below us.
Well, it's the Anthony incident. It's Anthony, when he gets the ball from Højlund, he has a big touch and he's just too far away from him, but he does stay in control of it. But it's Fernandes, I think it is, who comes back across and he stands on his foot. Yeah. I mean, the referee's seeing that still image that we all don't like seeing. When the first image that the referee sees, when Anthony passes the ball across, he's lost possession. Fernandes is late on Anthony. He's lost possession, that he's given the ball away, but Fernandes stands on top of his foot and the referee's seeing the still images, which makes this look really bad. I think Manchester United are going to get a penalty here.
We know what normally happens when the referee gets called over to the screen. He's still on this near side. It's late from Fernandes, his right foot catching the left one of Anthony, who goes down because of the force of the challenge. What's the referee Chris Kavanagh going to say? Looks at the screen, and Chris Kavanagh has awarded Manchester United a penalty inside 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's a harsh one, but you can see why it's been given. I mean, Fernandes catches him, Anthony completely loses possession. It's a bad touch from him, and he's reaching for the ball. He's lost possession. Silva, I think it is, gets in front of him, clears the ball away. But as that happens, Enzo Fernandez comes back into the box, catches Anthony right across the top of his foot. And by the letter of the law, it's been given a penalty. As you know, as soon as we see a referee go to the monitor, they give a penalty, but it's that still image that I don't like. As soon as the referee Chris Kavanagh went over to the monitor, we're privy to the information, we can see the screen. The first image that he's shown is a picture of Enzo Fernandez's boot on top of Anthony's foot.
This will make Bruno Fernandes Manchester United's outright top scorer with 6. He moves to the edge of the area. Penalty away to our right. It's a slow run up, shuffles to his left, up steps Fernandes, and it's saved by Sanchez. Rebound could be put in, but it's over the crossbar from Alejandro Garnacho. Fernandes went to Sanchez's right, good strong right hand, and then Garnacho plays the rebound over the crossbar. Big save from Robert Sanchez. Big miss from Bruno Fernandes.
Really good save from the goalkeeper. He stands big, he makes himself like a star in the middle of the goal. Fernandes does that straight run up off about 5 paces, does that silly little jog with his legs. Robert Sanchez stands there, he stands strong and says, go on then, beat me. Fernandes looks up and he goes to Robert Sanchez's bottom right hand corner, but he doesn't put it into the corner. It's still a very, very good save, but it's in the goalkeeper's reach. It's a yard, it's 2 yards inside the post, but credit to the goalkeeper because he stood up and said, go on then, beat me, I'm not moving, and Fernandes didn't put it into the corner.
He looked confident, Bruno Fernandes. As soon as he picked up the ball, he went, no, leave this to me. And then from that moment, the confidence just looked less and less and less. And as soon as he started that run up, he never ever convinced you that he was going to beat Sanchez there. Here come Chelsea down the other end. Lindelof tidies up at the back, moves it to Darlow, under pressure from Mudryk. Darlow does well to turn away from him. It's been a good start to Manchester United. Can they keep the momentum going despite that missed penalty? Garnacho over on the far side, cutting in from the left on his right foot. He's got Amrabat short, decides to go back though. United long this time, over the top. Darlow, Antony inside the area. Antony with the cross, just too high for Højlund. For Garnacho, sorry, that time. It was high, it went through, but United need to keep this momentum going.
Well, they've started really well, Manchester United. Chelsea haven't had any sustained possession whatsoever. We're 10 minutes into the game now. It's been all Manchester United. It's been compressed in the half in front of us. The two full-backs in Dalot and Shaw have pushed on. The runs, the overlaps from Antony and Garnacho, they're causing Chelsea problems, and Ten Hag will be very, very encouraged the way that his team have started this game.
Manchester United unbeaten in 11 against Chelsea in the Premier League since a 1-0 loss at Stamford Bridge back in 2017 when Alvaro Morata got the game's only goal. United here with the ball in the midfield. Amrabat back to Maguire, who's currently right side on the halfway line. Darlow will find Antony, who won the penalty, and that's another late tackle on him, this time from Levi Colwill. And again, Antony stays down right in front of a frustrated looking Mauricio Pochettino.
They're making the pitch very wide early on, Manchester United, with Antony and Garnacho. You can see when in possession, both wingers have been told to hit the touchline. You can see that, and there's space inside for Dalot and Shaw.
United keen to get on with it. Antony was still on the ground. They decided to take the free kick quickly. They've been caught playing out from the back here. Jackson, Mudryk, great chance, Mudryk, near post. Was that a save, or did it hit the outside of the post? It was a save because the referee's given Chelsea their first corner. Mudryk into the area left side, tried to beat Onana, who covered his post well.
What a bad pass placement from Amrabat. We were saying how comfortable Manchester United have been. Amrabat's in comfortable possession in his own half. He looks up and he goes to play a ball to the left centre half, Lindelof, and he plays it straight to Cole Palmer, who in turn gives it to Jackson, and Mudryk gets outside the backtracking Amrabat, and he strikes it down to Onana's right hand side, and it does just hit the outside of the post.
Yeah.
Manchester United so comfortable, could have been the masters of their own downfall in the space of 10 seconds.
Well, having initially signalled for the corner, it is now a goal kick. It's the right decision, you have to say, having seen the replay again, because it did just hit the outside of the post. Goal kick taken by Onana. 12 gone. Manchester United 0, Chelsea 0 here on 5 Sports Extra from the BBC. But Bruno Fernandes has seen a penalty early on saved. Here goes Garnacho into the area left side. Garnacho with a shot. Good save by Sanchez. And Chelsea will now look to hit Manchester United on the counter. What a game this is. Mudryk with 2 in support. He's got Jackson away to his left, Sterling to his right. It's a poor ball intercepted by the backtracking Fernandes, and Onana will clear out to Shaw on the United left. Great game, full of incident, full of drama, being played at a fantastic tempo. McTominay, Garnacho takes over. Nice 1-2 down the left. Here come United on the counter this time. McTominay forced to check, goes back, picks out Amrabat in the midfield. Will want to complete a better pass this time. His last one nearly resulted in a Chelsea goal. Better. Maguire gives it to Lindelof. 13 gone. Paul Robinson, what an event-filled game so far.
Well, another good save by Robert Sanchez in the Chelsea goal, but he puts his knees down to the ball, and unwittingly he sets up a counter-attack. All of a sudden Chelsea are in Manchester United's half, and they've got a 3-on-2 situation, and if it wasn't for a badly placed pass by Mudryk, Nicholas Jackson had been in again. It was almost like a basketball game for 2 minutes.
Fernandes on the halfway line. High to the right. Darlow will give chase. Colwill will tidy up. Sanchez will gather. That's a couple of big saves in this game he's made. You weren't convinced by the first, but the second two, spot on.
Well, especially his penalty save as well, yeah, and the one there from Garnacho. Garnacho was through one-on-one, and what he did well was he stood up and he said, beat me. He didn't rush out to the striker. He stood up and he made a save with his right foot at his near post.
Manchester United 0, Chelsea 0. How? We're not quite sure. And now the referee is Just having a word with a couple on the halfway line. He's just pulled a yellow card out there for somebody, and that is for Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling becomes the first player to go into the referee's notebook, and that's his 5th yellow. Raheem Sterling will be suspended for the weekend's game at Everton. 5 yellows for the season.
And do you know what? I think it's for what he said to the referee. I think he felt that he was fouled by Luke Shaw.
Here come United again. Anthony to the edge of the area this time. Sends the shot in. Saved by Sanchez away to his right. Took his shot, edge of the area. Took his time as well. Could he have done better there? It was a comfortable save in the end for the keeper.
He should do so much better, should Anthony. Robert Sanchez ends up making an easy save. Anthony on the edge of the box. It's Amrabat who's pressing Cole Palmer in the middle of the pitch. Chelsea surrender possession once again far too easily. Amrabat plays the ball in. Right into Anthony's path, just watching the replay there, touches it out of his feet. He's 18 yards out, and it's a really tame shot down to Robert Sanchez's right hand side.
Chelsea with the ball inside their own half with the right back Cucurella. Back he goes to Axel Disasi, and United will just, or Chelsea will just try and take the sting out of United's play here. It has been end to end. We've hardly been able to catch our breath. Here's Sterling on the halfway line, dribbles the ball forwards. Mudryk swept to the left. Colwill pushing forwards. Chelsea on the attack here. Ball back to Enzo Fernandez. Couple against Brighton on Sunday. Back into the midfield to Caicedo. First time we've said his name so far. And now Cole Palmer, likewise, just takes a touch. Chelsea just trying to get all of their players on the ball here, just to try and work their way back into this game, which is 0-0. After a quarter of an hour, Mudryk with space, midway inside the United half, through ball, opportunity here, just gets away from Enzo Fernandez that time, and it's guided back to Manchester United goalkeeper Andre Onana. United on top.
Yeah, but Mudryk taking up a really good position there, right in between the defensive line, McTominay and Amrabat in behind them. Just one pass splits the Manchester United defence, and it's a really, really open game. We sat up here in the stand at Old Trafford. They're really spread. Both defences are wide apart, and they are literally at attack after attack. United have a go, then Chelsea have a go. The turnover of possession, United have got the lion's share of possession. Chelsea just need to get somebody to put the foot on it, take the time, and enjoy having the ball. Every time Chelsea get it, it's rushed, and they want to get forward.
Anthony wide on the right, runs out of space, and now he's just given a shove on this near side to Levi Colwill. He's got that in him, Anthony, hasn't he? His temperament. That was going nowhere. It was a Chelsea throw, and then it was a needless shove. Colwill went down like he'd been shot, to be fair, but much ado about nothing.
It's nothing, absolutely nothing. I mean, we see players go down far too easily. It's two players arguing over a throw-in, and then they're arguing over who's going to pick the ball up.
Just checking the Premier League Match Manager app here, which keeps an up-to-date check on proceedings of the game. Shaw was given a yellow for the tackle. As of yet, Sterling's yellow that I thought he'd been given for dissent hasn't shown. So as things stand, still on 4 yellows. We'll get that double checked for you during the half-time interval. Here comes Cole Palmer, forwards for Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez, edge of the D, tries the shot. Onana watched it well because it moved in the air. And I tell you what, every time you look down just to check a replay or check your notes, something else happens in this game. Decent effort that from Enzo Fernandez.
Well, again, it's Chelsea getting in behind McTominay and Amrabat. This time it's Cole Palmer. He gets in the wrong side of Amrabat. Amrabat's chasing him back. He can't tackle him. Plays a decent pass to Enzo Fernandez, gets it on his left foot, and he hits a really dipping, swerving ball at Andre Onana, and he picks it up really well, the Manchester United goalkeeper.
United on the attack. Garnacho finds Anthony, edge of the D, lovely ball out to the right to Darlow, little bit of space, Darlow cross, deep, Fernandez is over there, headed down, it's bobbling around in the 6 yards area. Can it be steered goalwards? It can be steered behind, that's about it, and Manchester United have to settle for their 4th corner of the afternoon. It was Thiago Silva on hand to just get the ball behind.
Well, this is a great watch, isn't it? I mean, it's chance after chance, end after end. I mean, that time it's Anthony with Thiago Silva putting himself in front of the goalkeeper, makes a block, a little bit of a goalmouth scramble, but United another corner on the far side.
Swung in this time by Fernandez towards the near post, goes straight across the face of goal. Maguire was there to make a nuisance of himself at the near post. Ball runs through to this near side, well won by Anthony, picks the pockets of Cole Palmer, but his final ball is poor. Chelsea will come away with it, but they lose it. Amrabat midway inside the half, moves it to the left to Fernandez, nice sliding ball, opportunity, Maguire's in there, shot block, McTominay's there! And Manchester United lead. It has been coming. Scott McTominay McTominay on the score sheet again, his 5th goal of the season, his 4th in the Premier League. He's loved scoring at Old Trafford this season, and there's another one. He slides on his knees and gets the goal that Manchester United's opening 20 minutes has deserved. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 0.
Yeah, all the pressure's finally paid off for Manchester United, and it's that man Bruno Fernandes who's at the heart of everything again. He's got the ball 25 yards out from goal, and he sets up as though he's going to try and curl one of those shots that we see into the top of Robert Sanchez's goal. He doesn't. He reverses it down the left-hand side to Garnacho, who's very, very clever. It's a little reverse into the box to Harry Maguire, of all people, whose shot's blocked by Cucurella, comes out to Scott McTominay. His first touch is exceptional with his right foot, flicks it up and hits it on the volley with his left foot into Robert Sanchez's bottom left-hand corner. Nothing he can do, and nothing more than Manchester United deserve. But what a first touch from Scott McTominay.
Beautifully taken. It came at him quickly after Maguire's initial shot was blocked. I tell you what though, initially great vision from Bruno Fernandes to pick out Garnacho wide, because on another day you'd have fancied Bruno Fernandes to just have a pot shot himself there.
Well, he looked like for all the world he was going to, didn't he? And I think that's where the Chelsea defence went with it.
Here come Chelsea down the other end though with Nicholas Jackson. He's got Sterling and Fernandes in support. United scramble it clear to the edge of the area. That's a late tackle by Fernandes on McTominay. No card shown by referee Chris Kavanagh that time, but Chelsea trying to respond straight away.
Yeah, I mean, you can't take your eyes off this game for a minute, can you? Fernandes there, he just needs to calm himself down a little bit, threw the ball away as well after that tackle, kicked out. You can see him talking his way into the referee's notebook the way he's going. But the goal, you rightfully say, Bruno Fernandes, two lots of fantastic vision. Bruno Fernandes initially to find Garnacho down the left hand side, and then Garnacho to reverse the ball to Harry Maguire, who hits it first time. But it's a fantastic first touch by Scott McTominay when it comes back from the block off Cucurella. Great first goal for Manchester United, and to be fair, on the balance of play, they probably do deserve it.
Here they come again, United. Shaw picking out Garnacho. Is that a foul on Cucurella? Yes, it is. And now Garnacho is going to get a yellow card for throwing the ball away in frustration. Silly from Garnacho. Gives referee Chris Kavanagh no option but to brandish the yellow.
We're in for a good one tonight. You can tell already. You can sense the atmosphere in the ground. I mean, we've had one goal, we've had 4 or 5 chances at both ends. Yellow cards, the atmosphere is just boiling in Old Trafford. We're in for a real cracker tonight.
And I just paused a few moments ago when Enzo Fernandez collided with Scott McTominay, because Fernandes is the other Chelsea player on 4 yellow cards, and I have had it confirmed it was just Shaw who was booked earlier, so Raheem Sterling remains on those 4 yellows. Poor Chelsea clearance. Amrabat receives the ball, was fouled, referee plays the advantage. There are times when you do commentary as United have the ball in their own half where you just look at your stats, look at your research, and other times where you can just sit back, microphone in hand, and just watch the game play out in front of you. And this is one of those nights, because this opening quarter of this match at Old Trafford has been, as Paul was saying a few moments ago, a joy to watch. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 0 on 5 Sports Extra. Elsewhere tonight, still goalless between Aston Villa and Manchester City. That one's with Pat Nevin and John Murray over on BBC Radio 5 Live. Anthony in the midfield for United, midway inside the Chelsea half, does well to make that stick. Højlund will take over. He's got McTominay behind him, but Højlund continues to push forwards, just runs out of space, but Colwill can't take any chances and has to clear the ball out for a Manchester United throw about 30 yards from the corner flag. On the United right, Darlow, as we saw earlier with a free kick, trying to take it quickly. United trying to play at a good tempo, trying to keep it going and doing everything in a hurry.
Well, that's one thing that we haven't seen from Manchester United in recent weeks. It's the high press, it's the high tempo, it's the desire, it's the commitment, and all of the above have been there tonight in the first 22-23 minutes. It's a different Manchester United to what we've seen. The managers clearly spoke to them, they've clearly worked hard on the training ground, but at the same time, with this high press and putting the wingers forward and the fullbacks tucking in, they're leaving themselves really exposed if the turnover of possession is quick.
Hearts 0, Rangers 1, a latest scoreline in the Scottish Premier League. Half-time, Celtic leading Hibs 2-0. United have the ball on their left. Shaw driving forwards this time to the edge of the area. He's got a couple in support, sends in the cross too close that time to Robert Sanchez, wearing all yellow in the Chelsea goal, making a more routine save than he's been used to so far tonight.
He's been busy tonight as the Chelsea goalkeeper, probably more than he would like to, but I mean, playing in goal for Chelsea at the moment, he is going to be busy, isn't he? I mean, Chelsea scoring at both ends. I think the last 3 of the last 4 away games, they've won 3 of the last 4 away games, more than their previous 16, so there's one thing you can expect from Chelsea, is goals.
Latest scores elsewhere in the Premier League: Brighton 1, Brentford 1, Sheffield United 0, Liverpool 1, Fulham 2, Forest 0, and Palace 0, Bournemouth 1. All of those games available via the BBC Sport website and app. Ball with Chelsea on halfway and Moises Caicedo. Enzo Fernandez will take over on the left. 3 United players in his face straight away as he goes back to centre half, and Axel Disasi. Chelsea play it forwards. Fernandez peels away from 2. Was that a foul by Amrabat? Yes, he's been the sloppiest of the United players so far, but it's a quick Chelsea free kick. Jackson keeps going into the area. Sterling will take over. He goes down. Referee's perfectly positioned and says no penalty. Manchester United will come away with it. We'll check the replay in just a second. Sterling into the box. I mean, it looked soft initially. Foul he wanted against Lindelof. It will be checked by VAR.
The referee was in a fantastic position. I mean, Raheem Sterling's still on the floor in the Manchester United penalty area. From a distance that we're at, sat high up here in the main stand at Manchester United, Raheem Sterling is claiming that the same happened to him as what happened to Antony at the other end. But it's not. It really isn't. Lindelof comes across him. Sterling cuts inside on his right foot. Lindelof leaves his leg there, and it's one that Raheem Sterling, we see so often, the attackers try and leave a trailing leg in or try and clip the defender's foot. The referee's hearing in his ear now from VAR, and he's put his arms out. There's going to be no VAR check. Raheem Sterling's chasing after the referee. He's coming to speak to him, but what we see so many times, Lindelof's put his leg out, he's tried to pull it away, and Sterling's tried to be clever and leave his leg there, and there was no contact. Excellent refereeing from the referee on the field there, because he was in a great position.
He took his time as well, didn't he? Chris Kavanagh didn't panic, had a good long look, and Enzo Fernandez has just given him a piece of his mind for no reason. It's being checked by VAR. You're on 4 yellow cards this season, Enzo Fernandez. You'd be best off shutting up and concentrate on the game, because your side are trailing 1-0. Chelsea have it in the centre circle.
Tonight. He'll get his 5th tonight. You can see it coming.
He's been fouled this time by Bruno Fernandes right under the referee's nose. Has something to say about that as well. Chelsea free kick taken quickly. Cole Palmer on the halfway line. 26 fantastic, fun-filled, action-packed minutes gone here on 5 Sports Extra. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 0. Scott McTominay with the goal just inside 20 minutes. Cole Palmer, 30 yards out, tries the through ball, tried to play Sterling in with a 1-2. Too much on it that time from Cole Palmer, and it goes behind for a goal kick to Manchester United to be taken by Andre Onana.
And finally, a little bit of respite. I mean, it's been a fantastic start to this game, 27 minutes into it. We knew it was going to be good, we knew it was going to be unpredictable, but Chelsea going forward and the way that Manchester United have started this game, we've not seen this from for a long time.
Luke Shaw on the halfway line, gives it to Bruno Fernandes, and now Amrabat just inside his own half. Nearly presented Chelsea with the game's opening goal earlier. Chelsea couldn't take that chance. United took theirs. Ball over the top. McTominay looked offside. Flag stays down for the time being. He plays in Darlow. Good chance. Sends in the cross instead. Opportunity here at the back post. Garnacho's there. Tried to cross it. Højlund went sliding in. Just too far ahead of him. Ball goes all the way through. Goal kick Chelsea. It was patient from Garnacho. In the end, maybe just took a little bit too long.
It was a brilliant first touch from Garnacho. Darlow on this right hand side, he looks up and he fires the ball across the box. It ends up with Garnacho at the back post. It's not really a pass you'd like to receive, but Garnacho takes it fantastically well on his right foot, 12 yards from goal. Cucurella closes him down. He's got the skill and ability to twist and turn, and he fires a shot just across the box in that corridor of uncertainty that Coldwell no goalkeeper touch, and it ends up running dead for Chelsea.
Garnacho, I was at Goodison Park the other week to see that fantastic goal sitting alongside John Murray. You're missing none of the game, by the way. The assistant referee on this near side is just having part of his communication device repaired by the 4th official, but he really is building on that goal. You just wonder sometimes when you see goals like that, is it going to be a one-off? He followed it up at Galatasaray, and you can just see the confidence that it's given him. He started really well, as amongst the fans sitting just away to our left here, Chelsea celebrity supporter Jeremy Clarkson just sitting along from us, just being shown on the screen there. Probably not too happy with what he's seen so far in terms of Chelsea, but in terms of a game, he couldn't have hoped for any better.
No, it's been a cracking spectacle so far. We said before the game, we said pre-match, we did build-ups to the game, and there's two sides that are very, very unpredictable at the moment, and you don't know what you're going to get. There's one thing that we're getting tonight is two teams that are going out to win a football match. There's certainly neither of these sides that have set up tonight to be defensive, to have a game plan, to try and play on the counter-attack. There's two sides that are pressing high and playing open, expansive football. It's been a great watch so far.
It has, as we have another break in play while the assistant referee gets his communication device taped up on this near side by fourth official Tim Robinson. This is the last thing we want, really. We don't want any breaks in play at all. We just want this tempo to keep going and keep going and keep going, so that we can be treated to what we have been treated to so far, which has been a fantastic game of football. So much so you've not been able to give me any stick whatsoever for anything, which is one of your favourite hobbies these days. It's just concentrated.
It's been a fantastic, which you can't take your eyes off the game. And I'm sure the Match of the Day team will be looking very, very hard now to try and get a package together to put into a small part of the programme tonight, because this is a fantastic watch for Match of the Day tonight already.
It's going to have to be a quick turnaround. It's on later on BBC One just after the news. We've still got this break in play here because of the problem with the assistant referee's communication device. Hopefully we can get going very, very shortly. Brian Robson, Gary Pallister watching on from this main stand, just being shown on the TV monitors. Legends everywhere you look at this ground, and eventually I think we're just about ready to get off and underway again. 5 Sports Extra, half an hour played. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 0 in the Premier League. As elsewhere it's still goalless at Villa Park on 5 Live between Aston Villa and Manchester City. Chelsea have it inside their own penalty area. Sanchez being closed down quickly by Højlund. He was the calmest man inside Old Trafford. Chelsea continue to get pressed as they play out from the back, but it was what Paul was talking about earlier. Poor clearance. Anthony gives it to McTominay again. I think that was blocked by Højlund as that shot went in. United have it back in the midfield. Darlow can't make it stick. Mudryk will move the ball in field to Moises Caicedo. Silva flicks it back to Sanchez. Another poor clearance, this time on his left foot. It's exactly what you were saying earlier. Chelsea just cannot deal with the high press.
But you say that's another poor clearance, but it's in the stand. His first one was they're trying to play out from the back. Manchester United are pressing high. It's another example of a goalkeeper overplaying in a situation where he didn't need to. 10 seconds later he gets the ball in the same area and it's behind us in this stand. You know, it's the choice that you make in the first place. He's done that because he's just about got away with one where he could be picking out the back of his net.
Second of the night for Raul Jimenez. Fulham leading Nottingham Forest by 3-0. Commentary on the BBC Sport website and app. Ball to the left. United on the attack again here. Fernandez into the penalty area looking for numbers. He's got 6 in the centre. Cross gets blocked. Shaw will get there first to the loose ball. United back on the left with Fernandez. Chip cross in. McTominay again. Good save. Rebound again. Brilliant save. McTominay headed it down. Good save by Sanchez with his right foot. It fell straight back to McTominay and Sanchez was on hand to make the block. Fantastic double save.
Robert Sanchez, and everyone inside Old Trafford has absolutely no idea how he's just made that double save. Fernandez down the left hand side floats it into Scott McTominay. 6 yards out. He's got a completely free header.
And now down the other end, here come Chelsea. Sterling's in. He's got Jackson in support. Good save by Onana. Great one-on-one block because it was 3-on-2. Sterling squared it, gave it to Jackson, who just had to slot it past Onana. He made himself big and made the block. And United have it back in the midfield, and it's still 1-0.
Well, 2 fantastic saves there. Picking up the Onana one quickly there. One-on-one with Jackson. He comes out like the draft excluder from behind the wall. Makes himself really big and makes the block. But the one at the other end by Robert Sanchez was fantastic. 6 yards out, McTominay, completely free header, heads it straight at the goalkeeper, but then it goes back to him on the volley, who he then volleys with. The goalkeeper instinctively sticks his left hand out, and it just sticks there. Fantastic double save.
Here come United this time. Every time you try and make a note, something else happens. It's only 1-0 somehow. Amrabat, edge of the centre circle. Darlow, Maguire, who's currently on the right wing, which is what the cheers are for. Low ball in, McTominay back to goal edge of the box. Anthony takes over 25 yards out, couple of step overs. Fernandez in his way, but United keep the ball. Patient build up this time. Darlow, Lindelof. United go back just inside their own half here. Lindelof will dribble it forwards. 12 minutes to go until half time here on 5 Sports Extra. Ball is wide on the left with Garnacho. Højlund just ahead of him, but he goes back this time. Fernandez takes over in the midfield. take the missed penalty aside, he's had a good game, Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes has been excellent. Him and Garnacho have been at the heart of everything that Manchester United have done well. Listen, it's been open, it's been expansive. Defensively, they've been exposed a couple of times, but it's been a great watch. They're going forward, they're pressing, and it's a completely different Manchester United side to what we've seen in recent weeks. The crowd here are very, very pleased with what they're seeing at the moment.
Brighton have just taken the lead against Brentford. Brighton 2, Brentford 1. Hinchelwood with Brighton second at the Amex. Commentary on the BBC Sport website and app. Here on 5 Sports Extra. United come on the attack again with McTominay, who plays the ball forwards, and unfortunately Anthony just slipped as the through ball was played, went to ground, and the ball carries all the way through to the excellent Robert Sanchez, who, as you said a few moments ago, must still be wondering how he made that double save for McTominay. The first with a point blank header, the second with a point blank side foot effort.
Well, both of them, either side, and they go in. I mean, the first one, he's just made himself big, and he's made a really good block in the situation that he's in. McTominay, completely free header, he's blocked it. Then as it goes back to McTominay, as he's running towards goal, he side foots it down to Sanchez's left, and just by complete instinct sticks his great big left glove out, and the ball sticks to his glove, and he keeps the ball. I mean, it's a fantastic double save. The second one, he will have absolutely no idea how he did it.
Played in all 17 of Chelsea's games in all competitions, having joined from Brighton in the summer, Robert Sanchez. Chelsea with the ball here inside their own half. Somebody else who knows about Brighton in Caicedo. Mudryk wide on the left, just puts his foot on it. Hasn't done too much tonight so far, Mudryk. 1 shot on goal in 81 minutes when he was on the pitch against Brighton on Sunday. Here's Thiago Silva as the sting just goes out of the game for a little bit for the very first time. Cucurella over on the right, facing his own goal, does just about enough to pick out a teammate in the form of Disasi. He gets challenged, Chelsea have a throw, and every single time a Chelsea player looks up, they've got a big blob of red right in their face.
Yeah, they've pressed well tonight, Manchester United. I said earlier on, the two wingers in Garnacho and Anthony, they've really made the pitch wide. They're low and sure in behind them. They've pressed high, and they've won the majority of the ball back in Chelsea's half.
Highlights 10:40 tonight on BBC One as Mudryk's played in this time. Opportunity, edge of the D, tries the shot, drags it wide at the bottom right hand corner. Offside flag never came, but that was a chance for Mudryk.
Well, it's Nicholas Jackson gets in behind Mudryk over the top of Lindelof. He does really, really well, Mudryk. He's running in an angle on Onana's goal, and he opens himself up as though he's going to go across Onana, and Onana drops his left shoulder, and Mudryk reverses it to the near post, but his execution just isn't there. It's a really, really good idea by Mudryk. He sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, but his execution just goes wide of this near post.
2 more commentaries on 5 Live and Sports Extra tomorrow. Everton against Newcastle will be our 5 Live commentary. Tottenham West Ham will start on Sports Extra at 8:15, and then the second half will be on 5 Live. Chelsea go back to Sanchez, poor ball out, McTominay goes snapping in, made it stick, Højlund will take over, Sanchez on hand to support as well, Højlund edge of the D, keeps it moving, here's Garnacho, shot blocked, ball balloons up into the air, McTominay has gone down off the ball, he looks in some discomfort, Chelsea come away with it, but McTominay's gone down on this near side with nobody anywhere near him and looks to be in some serious pain. United have it back with Garnacho, I don't think they've noticed yet. Garnacho takes a touch, Fernandes in support. Is he going to cross or put it out here? United continue to play on. McTominay is in serious trouble. Garnacho tries the cross, he gets stopped, and I think this game's going to have to get stopped because he is kicking and beating the ground in agony on this near side, the Manchester United goal scorer. His team have the ball, continue to play with it, Amrabat, Maguire, and he does the right thing, kicks the ball out so that Scott McTominay can receive some treatment.
Clever there, Harry Maguire does the right thing. Amrabat gives him a really tough ball, getting closed down quickly by Nicholas Jackson, then Maguire eventually decides to put it out of play. But it was an earlier incident, McTominay, it was the high Manchester United press, McTominay coming to press Caldwell, he just catches him, it looks like it's in his ribs, and it looks like it's in his midriff. It's just the coming together. I mean, it's a completely accidental collision. It's a really good high press by McTominay again. It's a coming together of 2 players, but it looks like he's holding his ribs.
Because he carried on for a bit before hitting the ground. That's what caught a few of us by surprise. That's probably why he was writhing in so much pain, struggling to breathe on the ground there. The physio's on. Bruno Fernandes has just come across to check on the goal scorer, but just while we've got this break in play, 7 minutes to go until half time, Manchester United 1, Chelsea 0. Just worth singing his praises, Scott McTominay, because that goal was brilliantly taken, and he should have had a second too.
Well, he's been excellent going forward tonight, as have Manchester United. Scott McTominay's great first touch and his finish, and then he really should have done better with the double opportunity that he had, the double Sanchez save. But going forward, United haven't been a problem tonight. They've looked a completely different team. The high press that they've got, they're winning the ball back high up the field, the energy, the enthusiasm, the application, everything that we've talked about Manchester United not having in recent weeks, they have done tonight. Defensively, in behind McTominay and behind Amrabat, Chelsea have found space in the lines with Sterling, Cole Palmer, Mudryk taking up good positions, but offensively, and the attitude is the biggest thing you can say about Manchester United tonight.
Well, Manchester United have lost 3 of their last 5 home Premier League games against Brighton, Palace and City. They'd won 8 in a row here before that. They have played with a purpose tonight. The good news is Scott McTominay is back on his feet. We'll come to this near side. He's just got his hands on his knees at the moment, still having a word with the medical team. Keen to see if he's going to be in any kind of condition to continue here, because the treatment is continuing as he's made his way off the pitch. 5 minutes to go until half time. Manchester United leading Chelsea by a goal to 0. All eyes on the Manchester United technical area at the moment. McTominay makes his way down this near side, and I think he's going to be just fine to continue.
It looks that way. Manchester United have got the ball back in the hands of Andre Onana. Mudryk threw it back in. Fernandes back to the Manchester United goalkeeper, and we reset again.
Celtic have got a third at home to Hibs. Lewis Palmer with a penalty. Celtic 3, Hibs 0 in the SPL. Scott McTominay just standing next to the 4th official Tim Robinson on this near side. He'll be counted down before he makes his way back onto the pitch. United with a throw in on the other side, looking to regain that tempo straight away. Højlund backing into Disasi over on that far side. Chelsea will come away with it and will dribble the ball clear. McTominay back on and looks to be just fine, having received extensive treatment. Silva plays the ball across the Chelsea penalty area where Disasi takes over. Back he goes to Sanchez. Sanchez gets pressed again, and out of nowhere, Chelsea, with so much space, have invited so much pressure onto themselves. It's been untrue. They've dealt with it though. Cucurella forwards to Sterling. He gets dispossessed. Garnacho goes snapping in. Cucurella wins that battle. Caicedo back to Thiago Silva on the edge of the D. He'll play it forwards to Mudryk. Good foot in that time by McTominay. Here come United. Højlund 3 ahead of him. That's a foul, surely. Yes, says the referee. It was right under his nose, and Moises Caicedo is going to do well to avoid a booking there. I thought the referee was going to pull out a yellow card. In the end, it was just a vanishing spray. United free kick, dead centre, about 30 yards out.
Really good again from Manchester United, pressing high up the field, setting traps. They clearly know how Chelsea are going to play. They're going to try and play out from the back, and they're overplaying at times, Chelsea, with Silva, with Sanchez, Fernandes dropping in there. They're overplaying 18, 20 yards from their own goal. But the press from Manchester United, which is started by Højlund, been really impressed with him tonight, coming in the place of Martial, and their whole press is triggered by him. He starts high up the field, and he's got players behind him, and he's the one that's triggering everything when they haven't got possession.
It is dead centre, 30 yards out. Shaw is there. Fernandes has put this ball down with a purpose here, Paul. It's just a smudge to the right of centre here. He looks like he's going to have a go here, the Manchester United captain. Fernandes lines it up on his right foot, deflects off the top of the wall, and Manchester United have their 5th corner of this action-packed first half.
There was only one person that was ever taken that, wasn't there, when Bruno Fernandes stood over a set play that distance from goal.
It was one of those where you were just standing there thinking, no, surely? Is he going to have a go? He did. Wall did its job. It's going to take something very special to beat any goalkeeper from that kind of range, especially one who's been on the form that Robert Sanchez has tonight so far. Shaw with a corner on the Manchester United right. Edge of the area he goes. Darlow hasn't been picked up. Back to Fernandes from 30 yards. Wide of the target this time. He fancies one from distance, the Manchester United skipper.
Yeah, he's a long way out then. Didn't quite get the free kick up and over the wall, but from a similar distance there, gets a lot more power, a lot more strength behind that, but it flies wide of Sanchez's left post. But again, we see now Chelsea in possession, United high up the pitch. The defence are not deep. They're quite willing to let the attacking players press, and then they're going up behind them.
Mauricio Pochettino pacing the edge of his technical area in his big black jacket, arms folded, just watching on, looking more and more frustrated as the minutes tick by. But given the way that Manchester United have played for the large part of this half, he'll be happy that his side are only one down, especially given the saves that Robert Sanchez has made, one of which from a Bruno Fernandes penalty.
Yeah, he saved the penalty. He's made 2 or 3 fantastic saves from close range. But listen, Chelsea have conceded chances, but they've had chances of their own. In behind with Cole Palmer, with Raheem Sterling, they've got the pace, they've got the quality that can affect this Manchester United defence. Yes, United have had more chances, they've had more possession, but times on the counter-attack, like we spoke of before the game, Manchester United are in danger with this Chelsea side.
Fernandes, ball over the top, looking for the run of Nicholas Jackson, tidied up well by Lindelof, who's come back into the side tonight as one of 4 Manchester United changes. He's been solid back there, done what he's been asked to. Chelsea have got it back with Cole Palmer, right side of their midfield. Cucurella plays it forwards, receives the ball back. He's got Caicedo inside, turns nearly into trouble in the form of Højlund, so just goes back into the centre circle, which is where the experienced Thiago Silva has the ball now for Mauricio Pochettino's Chelsea. Mudryk picks out Palmer, into the area, opportunity on his left foot, and Chelsea have equalised out of absolutely nowhere in the final minute of the first half. Cole Palmer with his left foot has rolled it past Onana into the bottom corner. He was slow going down, the Manchester United goalkeeper, but it was placed perfectly, and it's Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1.
Absolutely brilliant from Cole Palmer. Spoke all first half about these spaces in between the lines, breaking in between the midfield and the defence. Once again Mudryk pops up and Cole Palmer comes in off the right hand side, gets inside Luke Shaw, takes a great fantastic touch in front of Lindelof. Neither Lindelof nor Shaw get close enough, takes another touch across and he just reverses it and rolls it into the far corner past Onana. Despairing dive into the far corner, but it's that space that Mudryk has got. Plays a great ball into Cole Palmer. Neither Shaw, Lindelof nor Maguire get close enough, and it's a fantastic finish, running the opposite way, reverses it into the far corner, and Chelsea are back in this game.
8 additional minutes at the end of the first half. There have been a few stoppages because of injuries, but Manchester United, we were just talking about it seconds before, they've had chances. Robert Sanchez has made a number of good saves. United have been made to pay for not taking opportunities. Chelsea level, it was well taken by Palmer, former Manchester City man of course, rolling it past Andre Onana, and boy did he enjoy that. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1. McTominay, as United look to restore that goals advantage straight away over the halfway line. Anthony peeling in from the right, on his left foot, just too far ahead of the run of Bruno Fernandes that time. Intercepted by Disasi. Moves the ball to the left. Colwill being pressed this time by Anthony. United just trying to pick up where they left off before that equaliser. Enzo Fernandez does well to hold off McTominay. Chelsea keep possession, play out. They go back to Disasi, but he finds Cucurella in space, and the Chelsea fans away to our right, encouraged by that equaliser seconds ago. Cucurella checks on the halfway line. The goal scorer takes over, Cole Palmer, as we move into the second of those 8 added minutes here on 5 Sports Extra from the BBC.
Well, it's amazing what a goal can do for your confidence. Twice there Chelsea have played out, and they've played through the press that they've struggled with the whole game from Manchester United. The whole first half Chelsea have struggled to play through this Manchester United press. They've done it twice since the goal.
Here come Chelsea again. Sterling brought down. Chelsea free kick midway inside Manchester United territory as Celtic score a 4th in the SPL at home to Hibs. Celtic 4, Hibs 0. Away this game's gone. Who knows what's going to happen next now that Chelsea have an opportunity to pump one forwards into the United area. Foul given this time on Sterling against Amrabat. Not the first one of those he's given away. Chelsea go back from the free kick. Disasi. Back to Robert Sanchez. I'm trying to avoid the goals change games cliche, but listen to the noise away to our right. One goal has changed everything, because when it's come to attacking threat, Chelsea have offered a bit, but the lion's share has come from Manchester United in this game.
Yeah, they've been very good, Manchester United, until conceding. But it was said before the goal, I mean, that they always looked susceptible. Chelsea always carried a threat on the break, as we've seen teams play against Manchester United, especially here at Old Trafford, on the counter-attack. And Chelsea have got that quality. And Cole Palmer, with his 5th of the season, he's always been a threat the whole first half.
Foul given by Shaw on Cucurella. Chelsea free kick inside the Manchester United half. Palmer starting tonight, coming in for the suspended Conor Gallagher, who got sent off for 2 yellow cards given for 2 late tackles at the weekend. 21 years of age, came with a huge price tag from a huge club, but he's just scored on his return to Manchester at Old Trafford. Ball Goes out for a Chelsea throw, dealt with by Lindelof, just next to Erik ten Hag, who is now the sole manager, standing on the edge of the pitch in his big black coat, looking frustrated like Pochettino was 5 minutes ago. Pochettino just having a word with one of his coaching staff on this near side. Throw in to be taken by Colwill. Receives it back from Fernandes. 3.5 minutes of the 8 added on have gone. Chelsea awarded a free kick. Foul given this time on Colwill, given against Anthony, and Chelsea just starting to eat away at Manchester United here. They've worked their way back into this game. We're level at 1-1. Elsewhere, over on 5 Live, in the other 8:15 kickoff, it's just gone half-time at Villa Park. Aston Villa 0, Manchester City 0. Levi Colwill takes the Chelsea free kick and goes back into his own half. 2 more commentaries for you tomorrow on 5 Live. All 10 midweek fixtures live across the BBC network. Everton Newcastle at 7:30. And then it's Spurs West Ham at 8:15. First half on Sports Extra, second half over on 5 Live. Ball goes behind. Manchester United will have a goal kick. Your thoughts on Onana on that goal, Paul? I mentioned in the commentary he was slow getting down. He was just caught completely off guard by that shot from Cole Palmer.
Well, I think it's more the quality from Cole Palmer, because he's in a position where he's running across the box. He's running from the right hand side across the front of the defence. The goalkeeper's expecting Luke Shaw and Lindelof to close one side down, which is his far left hand side. So the goalkeeper's looking to cover his near post. His weight's across to that side, and Cole Palmer brilliantly reverses it into where he's just come from with his left foot. It kind of trickled and it looked slow, but you can see what he's done. He's wrong-footed the goalkeeper, and it was real good quality from Cole Palmer.
Here come United. Fernandes out to the left to Garnacho, running at Sterling, couple of step overs, not in as much of a hurry as he has been to get forward this time. Garnacho, Fernandes arrives on the scene, nice 1-2, Garnacho into the area, pull back, blocked. Was that handball against Cucurella? That's what the United players and fans are asking, more in hope rather than expectation. Manchester United have another corner.
Really sharp Garnacho when he's going forward. Another 1-2 of Bruno Fernandes there. Cucurella just slides across the front of him. Too close to call for a handball. I mean, he's slid right across the front of him. Garnacho's played it against him. We're just seeing it again now. Cucurella now, it comes off his midriff. He does really well to block him, but yet again another corner for United,
which Fernandes will take from the United left. 6th minute of stoppage time. Swung in, headed behind by Thiago Silva. It'll be same again for Manchester United. Decent delivery from Fernandes again. He's played a few short. This time swung it in towards the near post where Maguire was waiting, trying to cause a nuisance. Fernandes receives the ball back over on the far side. It's going to be another in-swinger. In it goes, whipped in right on top of Sanchez, who flaps at it, but that's because he was impeded according to referee Chris Kavanagh, and Chelsea will have a free kick.
Well, all the corners that Manchester United have had, every single one of them been whipped inside on top of Robert Sanchez, right under the bar. It's clearly something that they've looked at, they've identified as a weakness from Chelsea's point of view, and Sanchez really struggles there. There's a load of bodies, the 6-yard box is full, and it's a really simple cross that Sanchez should deal with. He could either catch or punch. He does neither and just gets a hand on it and pushes it away. But every single corner that United have had, from the far right hand side it's been Fernandes in swinging, from this side it's been Luke Shaw in swinging, and they've put the goalkeeper under pressure.
Pressure's going to start mounting on Steve Cooper, if it hasn't already, at Nottingham Forest, because Fulham have got a 4th. Alex Iwobi making it Fulham 4, Nottingham Forest 0 at Craven Cottage. As Chelsea here come forwards looking for a second. That's a foul on Nicholas Jackson, brought down. They take the free kick quickly. Enzo Fernandez in a hurry as we complete the 7th of the 8 that were added on. Here's Caicedo. Cucurella was fouled, but the referee plays the advantage, even though Enzo Fernandez has gone nowhere. Chelsea have kept the ball. Mudryk dispossessed. United will come away with it. Is the one last attack for United in this half? No, because Anthony has just been brought down that time by Levi Colwill, and the shouts from around Old Trafford are for Levi Colwill to be given a yellow card.
Well, your point there with Steve Cooper and Forest 4 down. I mean, I was at the City Ground with ABB on Saturday and watched them play Everton. They were really poor with Forest. You'd have expected a reaction from them today, and the speculation about his future certainly isn't going to go away if they're losing 4-0.
Garnacho wide on the United left, dispossessed, ball goes out for a throw into United. You were unlucky there, working with Alistair Bruce Ball. Goals have followed him around everywhere, apart from in that game where he had just the one. He had 7 last night, 7 at Liverpool on Sunday, 6 last week in Galatasaray.
Lee, it wasn't a great game. Nottingham Forest Everton, the football came off in tears. The referee was holding it under his arm at the end of the game. It had tears rolling down its face. It had been kicked from pillar to post and spent most of its life in the air.
The only bad game that Alistair Bruce Ball's done in recent memory. You got it, but this has been an absolute cracker here tonight. There is the half-time whistle. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1. United came out to make a statement straight away. High press, high tempo, won themselves a penalty. Fernandes took it. Good save by Robert Sanchez to keep it out low to his right. But then United ahead on 19. McTominay took it well. Maguire shot blocked. McTominay was there about 12, 13 yards out. Took it on his left foot, drilled it into the bottom corner. 1-0. Sanchez then later in the half made a fantastic double save off McTominay. The first, a McTominay header, well blocked. The second, an instant rebound, side foot effort that was also blocked. But then Chelsea with the equaliser right on half time. Cole Palmer received the ball brilliantly, sprinting into the area and rolled it into the bottom left corner across goal with his left foot. Beautiful goal from the former Manchester City man to make it Paul Robinson at half time. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1.
What a fantastic game. I mean, from a completely neutral, non-football fan's point of view, I didn't want that to end. I mean, we've got 8 minutes injury time at the first half and it wasn't enough. Not one person left before the half-time whistle went. It's been end-to-end. It's been pretty much like a basketball game. Both teams defensively, yes, you can pick fault, you can criticise, but going forward, I mean, both teams have got such attacking prowess on the pitch, and the biggest thing is the improvement from Manchester United from me. From what you see in recent weeks to what you see tonight, the attitude of Anthony Garnacho, and it's Højlund who starts it all. He's playing as a 9 tonight instead of Martial, and he triggers the press, and their attitude all over the pitch, and Scott McTominay in behind these that are pressing. They started the game really, really well. Chelsea carry a huge threat on the break because of the quality that they've got, but Erik ten Hag will be going in there and his team have given him probably everything that he asked of them before the game.
What would be at the forefront of your mind if you were Erik ten Hag? Would you be pleased with the better performance and the better work rate, or would you be thinking to yourself, how have we only scored 1 goal here?
Well, the attitude and the application is the easiest thing to fix. You need to get your dressing room on side, and there's been a lot of talk that the dressing room's split, he's lost half the dressing room, etc, etc. The reports this week, and if you look at that team there, that's not a team that the manager's lost the dressing room. Every single one of them has worked their socks off, which they have been guilty of not doing in recent weeks. The biggest thing is he's got a reaction from his team and he's got a performance. Defensively, you're not going to change that in the space of 4 or 5 days since you played Newcastle, but the attitude of the players, there's been a huge shift tonight.
Half time here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1. We'll be back with you shortly for second half commentary here on 5 Sports Extra. In the meantime, here's another chance to listen to Newcastle defender Dan Burn, who was on this week's Monday Night Club with Mark Chapman, Rory Smith and Chris Sutton. It was a great listen, and he recalled joining Newcastle last January.
I've played in teams like that before who have been struggling for relegation. I feel like everyone goes into self-defence mode, and it's more like, it's not my fault, it's theirs. Like, they're very quick to sort of pass the blame on other people. But when I got there, it was even like, you tend to see like the lads who are on the bench, like, not, I wouldn't say poisonous is the word, but as in like, they're like, well, you're not winning and I'm not playing, so why aren't I playing? And they're a little bit bitter. But when I got there, it was sort of just how much everyone got behind each other at the games. You had people like Matty Ritchie, who maybe hadn't played as many games as he would have, getting people going for the games. Jacob Murphy, he's playing obviously a lot more now. Like John Joe, who I'd never played with John Joe, but I always thought he was quite quiet and stuff, but he was quite vocal in the change room. So I looked around and thought, we stand a chance here. If we can start picking up results quickly, this could snowball. So it was a big thing when I got there. I thought we do stand a chance.
Did you feel it building through the second half of that season, that sense that things were starting to click? Did you kind of see a direct link between the mood and the results?
Yeah, I think so as well. And I don't think it was as much that first season about the way we played. That didn't matter. It was just about being hard to beat, playing to what our strengths were, and it was more as well. The gaffer was very good. We're building a connection with each other in the city, and everyone sort of got behind it. So you could see how quickly it was happening.
On Saturday night against Manchester United, it was the same team that had played against Paris Saint-Germain. But even if it hadn't been the same personnel, it goes back to what you were talking about in training. There is now a Newcastle way of doing things. Definitely. And a style of doing things. And are you at the stage where you do obviously take into account what opponents are going to do, but they need to worry about you more than you worry about them?
Yeah, I think so. I think when you've got a way that you want to play and you know it works and your players buy into it, I think that has got to be sort of your first thing anyway. You've got to attack that team the way that you feel like to do it, and you sort of react however that happens. I've hated playing under managers in the past where you just feel as if you're setting up not to get beat rather than to go out and actually win the game. And I think the big thing for this year is that last year I feel as if we were a bit of a surprise because we changed the way that we played from that first sort of half season I was there. It was the same way that we play now, but we had more of the surprise factor then because people hadn't seen it, whereas this season we seem to be sort of continuing to do that and like be successful with it.
What are the words that Eddie uses to define his style, like what he wants? What are the kind of consistent messages that he gives you?
So like big one was intensity is our identity, so that was a big thing. Like off the ball, everything's done. It's sort of 100 miles an hour, whatever you want to do. I think like the patterns that we use, like if you watch the games, you can see them because they happen, but because they're drilled into it, I've spoken about before, they're drilled into it so well, you don't even think about it. They just sort of happen constantly. Like players will come in. I think you looked at the City game we played in the Cup where we changed a lot of players because it's normally not a picked starting 11, but there's a few changes here and there. But even to do that, and the lads still performed exactly how the gaffer would want them to perform against a team like City. I just think showing it, like I felt bad for some of the lads who were here before maybe the takeover happened and when the gaffer wasn't here because they sort of just got like, oh, they can't do it, like they're not good enough to play and do this, and the lads are coming in now, like people like Jamal Lascelles, like who's coming in and he's been like unbelievable since he's come in to fill a hole that Sven's left to do it. Like Jacob Murphy's coming in and like consistently performing at that level and doing it, so I'm just sort of really happy for him.
And tell us about the days after the Bournemouth defeat, where the team looked absolutely out on the feet, didn't they? And there was that sort of moment with Kieran Trippier and and a supporter. What were the manager's words in the? I mean, it was 2 weeks at the international break, but what I mean, there would have been no reason to panic. But there was then all the talk about this squad is being stretched, a lot of injuries. How are they going to cope? How did sort of the manager handle that situation going into the Chelsea game?
Yeah, I think that's probably the one game that you'd look at. Probably that and maybe the Brighton game away, where you'd look and say that's not a performance that represents us. I think he said, like, looking at that game, he couldn't say that was sort of his team on that pitch if he was looking at it. So I think it was probably just reflecting on it and then going again. I feel like he's quite good at when things are going against, with like sort of like using that as motivation to sort of push on. So like setting a challenge. I know like how many injuries we've had, and but I don't think he's made a particularly huge thing of it, like saying that we've sat and sort of felt sorry for ourselves. It's more where the lads that are here that are good enough to do what we need to do. So I feel it is like it gets people behind them and gets the lads in like that positive thing that they can go again and get a result. And obviously 3 results in a week against like very, very good teams obviously just reinforce that. That is
something that's been said outside Newcastle a lot this season, is that because of the style of play, the intensity you play at, and the Champions League, that you do have that kind of that double schedule, or you'll have 2 spells of it over the course of the season. Yeah. Is that fair? Do you recognise that? Like, has it felt harder?
Yeah, I think mentally it's definitely felt hard. I think that first international break we had, like, I took time away and went with the family, and I felt as if I'd played like a full season. Mentally, it's just like like the lads who are at the very top, like people like Harry Kane that who play like Champions League, World Cup, like Champions League all season, Euros. Like I honestly, like, it's unbelievable, like genuinely unbelievable that like they've got the mental capacity to do that constantly. It must just become second nature, obviously.
In what way? Like the ability to tolerate the stress of it.
Yeah, like, and just like there isn't time to recover, really. Do you know what I mean? Normally, like you play a game and then you would like Monday you would build back up to it. You've got time to switch off, but it isn't. You're sort of like, we're playing on a Saturday night. Sunday you're coming in to do recovery. Monday we're flying to Milan. Playing Milan on the Tuesday, you were coming back Wednesday, like you were coming in for recovery, and then you would play another big team at the weekend. It's like not having that time where like you can switch off at all. It's constant. So, but it again, we wanted that, so you can't complain about it because we've always wanted Champions League football. So, I'm not saying it's a negative thing. I'm just saying like I find it like amazing that the lads do that and probably don't get the respect for it. Like we're taught all the time that players play too much, and then we don't really like probably take it that seriously as we do. But it's like genuinely amazing that they can do that.
I just want to ask you about Anthony Gordon, who has had a phenomenal start to the season. What change did you notice in the summer with him, if indeed there was a change? Do you think he actually... I can remember being at a League Cup game. Who did you play in the quarterfinals? Leicester, maybe? And I think he'd just signed. And the atmosphere was unbelievable that night for a League Cup quarter-final. And he was in the stands, sort of wide-eyed with a Newcastle scarf around him. He got introduced to the fans, I think, that night. And it was like, wow. And I wonder whether he just needed 6 months last season to get used to the nothing disrespect to Everton, but to the enormity of it.
Yeah, I think so. I think I've said this before when I've been on here. I don't think I'd say this not because I think we're the best team ever. I just think it's hard to come and play into this team straight away. I think like you need to know your role completely so that a manager trusts you before you'll play. And I did think it probably took a little bit of time. You saw like glimpses of him from like sort of January building up, and I think just that Euros did wonders for him. Like building, like he's a confident lad anyway, don't get us wrong, but like just probably adding to the fact of all that and coming back in pre-season, he was like on fire, like he was so fit when he come back, and yeah, just probably grasping what the manager wanted for him more, and now like he's got direction in everything that he does. And like, I think like I've read something the other day, had like the most tackles for our team so far this season, which like I was surprised at, but when you watch him play, like it's not that surprising really.
What type of character is he? Because saw him at Everton, and he did well, at Everton, and then there was the fallout with the move and whatever. I can't work out whether he's an introvert or an extrovert. What type of lad is he?
Yeah, I think my probably opinion was different of him when he played for Everton than when he was us, because the way that you see him on the pitch, I wouldn't say like he's confident. He's a confident lad when you play against him, but you see he's very, very focused on training. He's always in the gym doing extras. He's always wanting to do that. That's what I don't think people probably see that from him on the outside. And I think everything that he's getting from this season is from everything that he's put into it. You know what I mean? It's no mistake in that all the effort he's doing in training and running and gym work is paying off.
It was an absolutely brilliant listen that on Monday night. That was Newcastle defender Dan Burn on the Monday Night Club with Mark Chapman, Rory Smith and Chris Sutton. You can hear more from that interview on the Monday Night Club podcast on the Football Daily, available via BBC Sounds. Half-time here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1. Goals flying in other games though, while we were listening to Dan Burn there, in the games that kick off at 7:30. It's Crystal Palace 0, Bournemouth 2. Kiefer Moore with Bournemouth second. They're having a decent little run at the moment, Bournemouth. That's come in second half stoppage time there at Selhurst Park. Palace 0, Bournemouth 2. And Fulham, we were talking earlier about pressure mounting on Steve Cooper. They have got a fifth, Fulham, at home to Nottingham Forest. Kearney on 86, making it Fulham 5, Nottingham Forest 0. Here, we're just waiting for the two teams to retake to the field for the start of the second half. Who'll be the happier manager, Paul Robinson?
I think they'll both be pleased in the attacking third of the field. Defensively, they will both be talking to the teams, but what the commitment and the effort that they've got, both managers will be pretty pleased with what they've seen so far. Just seeing Serge Reguilón out on the pitch now, fully stripped and ready to come on in the second half. So that would lead you to suspect that there's either a problem with Garnacho or Shaw at left back, and I'm suspecting it'll probably be Shaw.
Yeah, Reguilón will be on momentarily, just going through some extensive warm-ups down on the pitch below us. If you missed it earlier on, Manchester United taking the lead, really well taken goal by Scott McTominay, who on another afternoon or evening definitely could have had 2. You'd argue they might have had 3. He has been superb, and he took his goal superbly well.
Well, he's been excellent going forward in recent weeks and months, hasn't he, both for club and country, getting amongst the goals, and today was a perfect example of that. But he's been helped with the way that his team are pressing, and he's been allowed to get higher up the field. The free header he had from 6 yards out from Garnacho's cross, he should really have done better with. Robert Sanchez does really, really well. It's cut back from the right hand side to McTominay. Free header, he heads it straight at Sanchez, who does really well to block it, but he blocks it, and in doing so he pushes it straight back at McTominay, who's got great instincts. Side foot, hits it back, but he hits it straight at Sanchez. So twice he's hit it straight at the goalkeeper, when literally half a yard either side. United are 2 up at that point.
Just having a look away to our left, Sean Dyche just taking his seat just in the VIP area next to us here. Chelsea go to Everton this coming Sunday. It's a 2 o'clock kickoff, another one you can hear live here on 5 Sports Extra. United led for most of the half. McTominay could have certainly doubled their lead. Header and a side foot shot, both saved by Sanchez in quick succession. But then Chelsea, through Cole Palmer on his return to Manchester, equalising right on half-time, and that was a finish you were particularly impressed by.
Yeah, let's not forget in all of that, Robert Sanchez saved the penalty as well. So I mean, it's been a fantastic action-packed first half. But Cole Palmer's been good. He got his 5th of the season. The threat that Chelsea carry with Sterling, with Mudryk, in that gap, it's in behind McTominay, in behind Amrabat, with Maguire and Lindelof not quite closing the gap quick enough. Cole Palmer came in off that right-hand side, ran across the front of the 2 central defenders, and by doing so, it didn't allow them to close the corner off, which he reversed it into. It was a really, really clever finish, one definitely to watch on Match of the Day tonight. He's reversed it. I mean, there was no power, there was no pace in the finish. It almost trickled him, because we said in commentary it looked like Onana was slow to get down, but it was such a clever finish by Cole Palmer with what he did. Used the defenders as a shield, reversed it and rolled it into the far corner.
It's Lindelof who's not come back out for Manchester United, so Victor Lindelof on, Victor Lindelof off, Sergio Reguilon comes on at half-time. Lindelof caught a little bit flat-footed in the build-up to Cole Palmer's equaliser, but just before Cole Palmer scored, we were saying how impressive he had been.
Yeah, absolutely, but I think there we'll see a slight change as well. I think Luke Shaw will go to centre-half and Reguilon will come into left-back position.
And we're also seeing a Chelsea change at half-time as well. They're bringing on Reece James for Marc Cucurella, who came back into the team tonight having returned from suspension. He's lasted 45 minutes. Reece James comes on instead.
Yeah, it's a strange one. Well, we talked about Chelsea's formation in the first half. They had Cucurella playing at right back, so there's Reece James on the bench, and there's times what we spoke in the first half where United had so much success in the wide areas with Garnacho and Darlow, and it was the overlap on Cucurella on that right hand side, and it's something that the Chelsea managers obviously had to address. I don't think that's injury, or I don't think that's anything wrong with him. I think that's purely because that's an area that they've been exposed on.
We'll have a look at how it's affected the two lineups in just a second. We're back underway for the second half here on 5 Sports Extra. Manchester United kicking from right to left as we look at things, attacking the Stretford end in this second half. Chelsea attacking the end away to our right. Their fans tucked in the corner just to our right here. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1, Paul Robinson and Lee Blakeman, your commentary team here at Old Trafford tonight. If you're looking for Aston Villa against Manchester City, it's over on BBC Radio 5 Live as Chelsea come on the attack with the goal scorer Palmer, moves it to his left, Enzo Fernandez 25 yards out, Mudryk rolls it back, Palmer in the heart of the action yet again. Here's Thiago Silva, each Chelsea player getting an early touch in this second half. Reece James, his first touch of the game here on this near right side. He goes in field to Moises Caicedo, and Chelsea have it back with Thiago Silva. We'll bring in Paul Robinson in just a second on just how Chelsea are lining up following that half-time substitution. Ditto with Manchester United, as Reguilon goes biting at Reece James's ankles, the two of them coming on just seconds ago. Here's Raheem Sterling, who cried out for a penalty in the first half but went down too easily for the referee Chris Kavanagh's liking. Chelsea win themselves a throw-in. Garnacho marking Sterling tightly. Erik ten Hag prowling his technical area, hands in his pockets on the halfway line. Chelsea play out from the back with Disasi forwards into the midfield. Caicedo challenged fairly, says the referee. Reece James needs to tidy up quickly, and does exactly that. James skips in between two Manchester United players in the form of Fernandez and Garnacho, and United yet to really touch the ball in the opening 2 minutes of the second half. Shaw, clumsy touch, runs out of space. Chelsea with a throw in the Manchester United left back area.
Yeah, back to those changes. It is like for like. Reece James has come on for Cucurella, who was playing right back. Colwill will stay at left back, the two centre halves. Silva and Disasi will stay. Reece James just slots into his normal right back role, which I was surprised that Cucurella started the game ahead of him. And for Manchester United, Luke Shaw does slot into centre half where Lindelof's gone off, and Reguilon takes up this left back position.
Sheffield United 0, Liverpool 2, so it's going to be defeat for Chris Wilder on his return to Bramall Lane. Szoboszlai with Liverpool's second there, and it's finished at Selhurst Park. Crystal Palace 0, Bournemouth 2. Chelsea conceding a free kick. United take it quickly, but then give the ball straight to Colwill, who will skip away from his marker, give it to Mudryk, and here come Chelsea on the counter with Cole Palmer in the midfield. Caicedo needs to move quickly and does exactly that. Palmer, nice ball, picks out Sterling, right side of the penalty area. Sterling with a cross, dealt with first time by Shaw because Jackson was lurking, and Chelsea have the second half's first corner.
Chelsea have started the second half exactly how Manchester United did in the first. Real intent, pressing high, ball in behind there, in behind Luke Shaw for Raheem Sterling. Looks to put it across the box for Nicholas Jackson. Luke Shaw concedes the corner.
And it's going to be taken on the Chelsea right by Mykhailo Mudryk in front of the Chelsea supporters, who really enjoyed that Palmer equaliser right on the break. What's Mudryk going to do here? He's got 4 inside the 6 yards area, 3 on or next to the centre circle, 7 in there in total, with Caicedo and Sterling on the edge of the box. In goes the cross, headed on by Reece James and headed over at the back post by Nicholas Jackson, who'll look at that again and think must do better.
What an opportunity for Nicholas Jackson. Golden opportunity. He's got a free header 3 yards out of the far post. He puts 2 hands in the back of Dalot. Dalot's complaining there was a push in the back, but the corner comes in, and I think it's Reece James who wins the header initially at the front post, flicks it onto the far post. Nicholas Jackson 3 yards out. Yes, he does put his hands in the back of Dalot, but that's inexcusable. From 3 yards out, he puts the ball 5 yards over the bar. That's not somebody who's clearly in form. He's got goals recently, but that's a striker 3 yards out who has missed a golden opportunity. The referee didn't blow for a free kick.
Final whistle's got at Craven Cottage. Fulham 5, Nottingham Forest 0. That's going to be a foul on Mudryk in the midfield area by Darlow. Chelsea free kick inside their own half. United with Onana in goal, Reguilon, Maguire, Shaw and Darlow across the back. Amrabat and McTominay in the midfield. Then it's Anthony, Fernandes and Garnacho, with Højlund the main striker. Chelsea with Sanchez in goal. Excellent performance in the first half. James, Colwill, Silva and Disasi, their back four. Caicedo and Fernandes in the midfield. Sterling, the goal scorer Palmer and Mudryk playing behind Nicholas Jackson, who will still be looking back at that opportunity thinking, how did I not at least make Onana work? He shouldn't even be testing Onana from 3 yards out with a free header.
Onana was nowhere near him.
No.
I mean, he had a complete free header. It was literally harder to miss. I mean, we say that quite often, but it was harder to miss than it was to score. Yes, he put a little push on Darlow at the back post, but it wasn't given.
Chelsea court played out from the back. Poor ball by Disasi, gives it to Garnacho. First time cross is blocked, rolls the ball back. Reguilon's there in support. Garnacho will take over, running at Caicedo, does his job well there, Caicedo, and now Manchester United have their first corner of the second half. Sloppy from Disasi in the first place.
Again, guilty of overplaying in the final third. Not only overplaying in the final third, but in their own box. Quite often to Chelsea play too many passes when they're in too much trouble. Manchester United tonight have been really, really good at that high press, and that's something that they've done again in this second half. Chelsea are reluctant to put through the ball, to play it longer, and they are overplaying in the 18-yard box. It's something United have capitalised and won yet another corner. You're counting the corners. We've had loads tonight. How many have we had?
Fernandes with an in-swinger towards the near post, dealt with well by Nicholas Jackson, who will dribble the ball clear, gets away from him. United have it back with McTominay in the midfield. He gets dispossessed. Here come Chelsea with Palmer, Mudryk. Chelsea with 3 forwards here. United trying to get 4 back and do. Mudryk keeps going, edge of the area on his right foot, cuts inside, tries the shot, takes the deflection, end to end. Chelsea with a corner.
Well, if there was ever an example of what this game's been like, that's the perfect example of it. United have a little bit of possession, have a corner. 30 seconds later, Mudryk's on the edge of the United box taking a shot, and they've won a corner. It's been a fantastic spectacle, a fantastic watch. Not a great example of how to defend.
To answer your corner-based question, I made it 7 corners to United in the first half, 1 in the second, 1 for Chelsea in the first, this their second in the second, taken quick by Mudryk to Cole Palmer. Sterling 25 yards out inside right, back out to Palmer. Sterling again, Garnacho doing his bit defensively, making a nuisance of himself. Palmer takes it on the turn, takes it to the byline. He's got Fernandes for company too. Mudryk inside the area, tries the little give and go with himself, past Amrabat. United clear, but now Chelsea with a little bit of time on the halfway line with Moises Caicedo. Receives the ball back from Enzo Fernandez. Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1 with 7 minutes gone in the second half. Chelsea should be leading. Nicholas Jackson, free header, 3 yards out, clearing Andre Onana's crossbar. Chelsea have given the ball away again, caught overplaying at the back. Here come United with Garnacho. Reguilon edge of the box, left side, tries the cross, blocked. United with a throw. Chelsea again guilty of poor play.
The masters of their own downfall at the moment. It's Reece James who's guilty this time. It's just such a simple ball that he's looking to play into Caicedo. Gives away possession in the final third, and Manchester United are capitalising with this high press that they've got, whether it's Disasi, whether it's Reece James, but they really are guilty of overplaying in the wrong areas.
Again, looking to avoid the cliches. Next goal in this game is absolutely huge, and it's really difficult to call which way it's going to go. Chelsea should have had it. But United have got the ball at the moment with Reguilon, cutting in from the left, midway inside the Chelsea half, checks, goes back to Amrabat, who's facing his own goal, inviting pressure from Palmer here, deals with the pressure just about, gives the ball to Darlow down the right. Anthony will take over further wide, he's under pressure from Colwill. United will win a free kick. Chelsea have won just one of their last 10 midweek Premier League matches.
And especially not here.
Nothing.
The stats aren't good for them here, are they?
No.
I think it's a very, very long time since Chelsea have got any kind of result here at Old Trafford.
Last time Chelsea won here at Old Trafford, 2013. It was May of that particular year, as United sending across here. Acrobatic effort from Garnacho. I mean, we saw him pull it off to perfection at Goodison Park 10 days ago. This time he had more space, he was closer to goal, but the finish nowhere near as spectacular. It nearly went for a throw.
Well, to put what we've just seen into words, imagine Garnacho in exactly the same place as he was at Goodison Park last week, but the ball doesn't come to him on the full. Comes from the right hand side, comes from McTominay into Darlow, cross comes in, and the ball bounces in front of Garnacho this time, and he just catches it, tries the same technique, just catches it rising, exactly the same place, but the ball bounced in front of him, and not quite the same end result.
Chelsea playing out from the back again, overplaying, they give it straight to United. Garnacho lets Reguilon take over. Caicedo can't keep pace. Reguilon with the ball in field. Garnacho, he's got Sterling for company, into the area. Garnacho tries the curler wide of the top corner.
Don't know when they're going to learn, Chelsea. Every problem that they're having, they're creating themselves by trying to overplay in the wrong areas. They're giving away possession in vital areas. They're very good going forward. When they've got possession in the final and the middle third of the pitch, they look like a good team. They're conceding far too much possession. Again, it's a sloppy pass. Garnacho capitalises on it, hits the ball far, high, wide of Sanchez's top left-hand post. But it's them once again giving away possession. They're not learning. There's got to be a plan B. They're persisting with this playing out, playing across the 18-yard box, and they're losing possession far too often.
1-1, Chelsea goal kick, final whistles blowing in the other 7:30 games. Brighton have beaten Brentford by 2-1. Liverpool have won 2-0 at Sheffield United, so defeat for Chris Wilder on his return to Bramall Lane, and full times that have already blown. Fulham 5, Nottingham Forest 0, and Crystal Palace 0, Bournemouth 2. Highlights tonight, match of the day, 10:40 on BBC One. Manchester United with the ball in their left back area. Amrabat finds McTominay. Maguire on the edge of the D. Just going back to Chelsea's record here at Old Trafford. Chelsea haven't won here for 10 years in the Premier League. They won 1-0 here in May 2013. Juan Mata with the game's only goal. They've drawn 6 and lost 4 of their 10 Premier League visits here since. We're level at 1-1. This the most drawn fixture in the history of the Premier League.
26 of them. 26. And at the moment we're looking like another one.
26 draws between these two teams. As Chelsea move into the area. Reece James with a cross across the penalty area. United get something on it. Jackson caught offside on the far side.
No, it was Reece James early. He was miles offside. It was one of those where everyone in the stadium seen that he's offside. Cole Palmer threads the ball through to Reece James. He just mistimed his run. He's 10 yards behind Reguilon. I don't know why the linesmen, the assistant referees, they have to wait so long. I mean, we almost had 2 phases of play. Seeing the replay now, Reece James is clearly 10 yards offside, yet the assistant referee has to wait until there's a break in play to put his flag up.
It's one of those, the head-to-head record of these teams that looks beautiful if you like things neat and tidy. They've drawn 26 times and both have beaten each other 18 times. That is their head-to-head record. At the moment we're heading for a 27th draw. Ball high on halfway. Caicedo goes up for it. He's in a bit of a battle with Højlund. Was that a foul on Højlund? Yes, says referee Chris Kavanagh. Manchester United will have a free kick on the edge of the centre circle.
Well, you talk about the draw. I'm not going to say it's not going to be a draw, but I'll stick my neck out and say I don't think we've seen the last of the goals the way that both teams are playing at the moment.
I was just standing here at half-time when you disappeared for a few moments, just thinking, do you know what? I really, really hope the second half starts and continues the way the first half was. I was questioning whether that would happen. It has. United down the right. Darlow, low cross, blocked by Mudryk. Manchester United with their second corner of the second half.
Yeah, it certainly has. It's been played at a fierce pace, a frenetic pace. You know, much to both managers probably disappointment. They want the teams to have some controlled possession, but it really is end to end. It's been a fantastic watch thus far.
In swinging corner from the right towards the near post, looking for Hoyland, couldn't quite take it in his stride first time. United will clear. Jackson tries to dribble it clear, gets dispossessed, and here come United again. McTominay down the right, 6 yards from the byline, sends the cross in, too close to goalkeeper Sanchez, who makes the gather and bowls it out in a hurry, looking for the run of Raheem Sterling, who takes it on the turn, moves over halfway to the right to Palmer, asking a lot of Palmer. It wasn't a great pass. Reguilon intercepts, and he picks out Garnacho, who checks on halfway.
Well, that was a last-ditch tackle by Reguilon there. I mean, he had to make that challenge on Cole Palmer. This really is end-to-end. I mean, United are in comfortable possession. McTominay plays a really good ball through to the right-hand side. The next thing, Cole Palmer's breaking through on Reguilon down this left-hand side, and he has to make a last-ditch tackle to stop him playing Sterling through.
McTominay, the goal scorer for Manchester United. 1-1, 59 on the clock at Old Trafford. Here's Harry Maguire, gives it to Luke Shaw, playing left-sided centre. Back inside to Maguire. Amrabat took a while to get going in this game, but he's been tidy since the break. Garnacho wide on the left, tried that spectacular effort a few moments ago. Couple of step overs here as he cuts in from the left on his right foot. Might fancy a shot here. Fernandes gives it to Reguilon, low ball in, cleared away by Chelsea. Should be picked up by Shaw. He's under pressure, needs to be quick. Jackson was biting at his heels, but picks out Reguilon. Fernandes now turns away from Caicedo. United doing really well here to keep possession. Garnacho takes it to the byline, down the left, deep cross, too deep that time, goes all the way through. Chelsea with a throw in their left back area. An hour gone. Paul Robinson, what have you made of it so far in the second half?
Well, it's been non-stop, hasn't it? I mean, there's no sign of any let-up. There's no sign of either team that putting a defensive midfielder on to try and get hold of the ball to get possession. It's been very frantic. It's been very frenetic. I mean, there's one-on-ones all over the field. Every time there's a turnover of possession, the other team are looking to win the ball back. There's no team that is sitting deep. Both teams are trying to press, and it's just been a fantastic watch so far.
United with the ball on halfway. Amrabat. United can't make it stick up top. And Reece James will pick it up for Chelsea. Poor ball out to the right, asking a lot of Raheem Sterling, who scored or assisted in his last 3 Premier League away games. He's been a little bit sloppy tonight so far. Here are United. Anthony tries a shot, takes the deflection, just goes wide. For a second it looked like Anthony was going to pull a rabbit out of the hat there, because it looked like nothing was doing for him. Angle didn't favour the left footer, but he tried it with the outside of his boot. It took a deflection and very, very nearly beat Robert Sanchez.
Yeah, the goalkeeper was gone. He'd gone the other way. Bruno Fernandes finds Anthony on the edge of the D on the outside of the box. He just opens himself up. Anthony hits it with the outside of his left boot, hits Thiago Silva.
Quick corner taken, swung in towards the back post, might fall for Shaw. Shot blocked, big appeals for handball. Referee Chris Kavanagh says absolutely nothing. VAR will check straight away. Shaw tried it first time with his right foot. It's hit a blue shirt. I'd be very, very surprised if anything's going to get given there, but it is being checked by VAR. Erik ten Hag with his hands in the air. Here goes Garnacho. He's brought down by Caicedo. Referee again doesn't put his whistle to his lips, and Chelsea will come away with the ball here. Looking to play in Jackson. Well cut out by Shaw. Amrabat takes over. Dribbles it forwards, ball to the left. Fernandes, Reguilon in support. Fernandes cuts inside on his right foot, tries the cross, looking for Hoyland. Chelsea clear. Enzo Fernandez picks it up this time on the edge of the D and plays it to the right to Cole Palmer, who's got Amrabat on him in a flash. In the end, the ball goes out for a Chelsea throw, but the referee said stop while he communicates with VAR, and then very quickly says no penalty, check complete, no handball.
Once again another VAR, but they're very quick, the VAR officials this time. Luke Shaw hits a really good strike with his right foot, and it hits Caldwell, I think it is, in the box on his right arm. It's from a decent distance away, it's not from close range, he's from 10-15 yards away, and I think Caldwell gets away with it because it hits his thigh first and rolls up to his hand. I mean, we've seen them given in recent weeks, haven't we, in the Champions League, but I think it's exactly the same. But I think the precedent is that if it rolls up your leg and hits your arm, it's not handball. But it certainly wasn't from close range, it was from a distance that if it was hitting his hand, it would have been given.
Would have been very harsh, wouldn't it? Would have been very harsh against Levi Colwill. Final whistle's gone in Scotland. Celtic have beaten Hibs by 4-1, and Kilmarnock, thanks to a late goal, have won 1-0 at Aberdeen. More pressure put on Robert Sanchez as Chelsea continue to overplay out from the back. United throw taken quickly. Reguilon picks out Garnacho into the area left side, checks, works it onto his right foot, back to Fernandes, needs some support. Fernandes hits it on the turn across the face of goal and behind for a goal kick, not without the aid of a deflection though. It's another United corner.
Well, they're turning up the heat, United, with the press. But again, it's Chelsea. I mean, how many times are we going to say it tonight? The overplaying from the back. They seem so insistent on playing these short, square passes across the 18-yard box, back to the goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper's struggling. He's kicked it out of play again.
Shaw with an in-swinging corner, headed down by McTominay. Goalkeeper didn't take it cleanly, but it was a tame header, and it was meant to be routine, and was routine enough for Sanchez there.
That's very kindly. He didn't take it cleanly. He made a real mess of it, didn't he? I mean, McTominay had a free header from 8 and 9 yards. There was no pace on it, but it bounced awkwardly in front of Robert Sanchez. There was nobody in front of him, but the goalkeeper makes a real mess of it and grabs it at the second attempt.
The thing is, as a failed Sunday League goalkeeper, I'm very, very wary.
That's a bit harsh.
I'm very, very wary when I've got a goalkeeper, a proper goalkeeper, sitting next to me, about criticising because it's goalkeepers' union, or praising.
Oh, I had this chat with Alistair Bruce Ball on Saturday. My card has been well and truly revoked.
Long ball forwards, over the top, brought down well by Anthony. He's got support arriving from Garnacho into the area on his left foot, ball across the face of goal again. It was too high for the late runner Hoyland that time, and it was just all a little bit wild there from a good looking position from Garnacho.
Really good position on the corner of the box, gets into the box and then just lacks a little bit of quality. You're thinking, is he going to shoot? Is he going to hit the far post? Is he going to lift it? Is he going to dink it across? And he gets caught between 2 or 3 minds and ends up doing neither and just lifts it out of play.
Those are the thoughts of Sunday League goalkeeper Paul Robinson alongside former England international Lee Blakeman here at Old Trafford. Where it's Manchester United 1, Chelsea 1, former goalkeepers union member. As Chelsea play out from the back, and this time we don't say they've overplayed because they got it spot on until Caicedo gave the ball away in the centre circle. Well intercepted by Maguire. United, ball to the right to Anthony, cutting in on his left foot, looking for options. That's a poor one to take. It's a really poor one. Looking to pick out Fernandes. Chelsea nearly give it him back though, but United concede a free kick, spotted by Chris Kavanagh. Chelsea free kick. That was all just a little bit sloppy from Anthony, in a good position like Garnacho was a few seconds ago on the other side.
Just lacking a bit of quality in the final third, but Chelsea win the ball back again in Cole Palmer, and his first thought is to go backwards, and he almost gets caught in possession just on the edge of his own box. Chelsea win the free kick now, just a chance to regain a little bit of sustained pressure.
We're back here for our 3 o'clock commentary on Saturday on BBC Radio 5 Live. Manchester United against Bournemouth. Chris Sutton and Ian Dennis, your commentary team with the goal service as usual. Then at 5:30 on Saturday, Aston Villa against Arsenal. It's currently 0-0 on 5 Live between Villa and Manchester City. And the other game which kicked off tonight at 8:15, and then we've got a choice of listening for you on Sunday at 2. Luton against Manchester City on 5 Live. Everton against Chelsea on Extra. And Fulham against West Ham online. United win the ball on halfway. Garnacho takes it forwards. Edge of the area, left side. He just hesitated. That allowed Caicedo to backtrack. And in the end, the ball goes behind for a Chelsea goal kick. And what looked like a really promising move at the start just ended with a whimper.
A really good piece of skill by Garnacho on the halfway line. He knows he can feel that Reece James is behind him, and it's a great first touch. He spins Reece James, who loses his footing. He's taken a great big chunk out of the Old Trafford turf in front of us that hasn't been replaced. Reece James. Garnacho gets himself into a really good position, a good crossing position. Again, it's a lack of quality and it's a lack of decision making in the final third.
Chelsea go long, header one at the back by Maguire. United with it inside their own half. Reguilon back to Luke Shaw. So this game live involving Manchester United tonight on Sports Extra. Manchester United Bournemouth live Saturday. Ian Dennis and Chris Sutton on 5 Live. And then Manchester United live on 5 Live again with Ian Dennis and Chris Sutton next Tuesday, this time in the Champions League, when United need favours from elsewhere as they welcome Bayern Munich here. They'll be concentrating on doing their own bit though. Ball work to the Manchester United right. Anthony keeps it moving. McTominay, edge of the box, on his right foot, drills a cross in, deflected behind. And if we're not saying Chelsea have overplayed out from the back, we're saying Manchester United have got a corner, which they have again this time.
Yeah, good interchange by McTominay and Anthony this time. McTominay's been quiet in this second half, but he just pops up on the right hand side there, puts the ball across and wins his side yet another corner,
which Bruno Fernandes goes over to take. Late winner for St Johnstone in the SPL against St Mirren. St Johnstone 1, St Mirren 0. Bruno Fernandes with a corner and a way swinger. In it goes, headed away by Chelsea, picked up by Reguilon, 25 yards out on his left foot, sends it back to his captain on the right. Bruno Fernandes, good first touch, little bit of space, gets past Mudryk, outside of his right boot with the cross, ball cleared away. Amrabat sends the ball up into the air, headed down by Chelsea, not really clear that time. Thiago Silva did just about enough. Ball falls for Antony over on the far side, gives it to Fernandes, 1-2. Antony receives it back, tries the shot on the turn on his left foot over the crossbar. The build-up was decent, the final execution of the shot less so.
And I think how many times have we said that in the second half? Decent build-up from Manchester United, getting key areas. Antony there gets himself in a really good position, and it's neither a pass nor a cross nor a shot, and the ball just misses Robert Sanchez's far post.
16 minutes to go at Villa Park, and Leon Bailey has given the home side the lead. Aston Villa 1, Manchester City 0. Over on 5 Live. Commentary of that is there with Pat Nevin and John Murray, but City trail. Here come United here with Reguilon, edge of the area, gives it to Garnacho on his right foot, tries to curl it towards the back post, and that is headed in. He could not miss at the back post. It is Scott McTominay again. He's got both for United tonight. He's absolutely flying this season. Excellent ball in, couldn't miss with the header. It's Manchester United 2, Chelsea 1.
Well, that's that bit of quality that Manchester United have been missing in this second half. It's that man Garnacho again on this left hand side, gets himself in space on the corner of the box, chops back inside, curls it to the far post with his right foot. This time he makes the right decision. It's not a shot, it's a cross, and he lifts it to the far post where there's 2 or 3 United players waiting to head the ball into an empty net. And it's that man once again, Scott McTominay, who wins the race. Harry Maguire in the middle of the pitch finds Reguilon, brings the ball out to this left hand side. Garnacho, calm, relaxed, picks the pass this time, curls it to the far post to an on-rushing Scott McTominay, who heads it into an empty net to get his second of the night.
Well, you say an on-rushing Scott McTominay. Højlund was waiting. There was somebody else over at the back post as well. They were queuing up to head that in. Brilliant delivery, as Paul said, just looking at it again from Garnacho. Højlund couldn't get there, McTominay did, ran away, slides on his knees. There is a VAR check on this here. They're checking that header from Scott McTominay, and that is why this game has not restarted. Chris Kavanagh just standing inside the penalty area, waiting for further communication from Stockley Park.
I can only imagine that they're checking for offside, because there's 3 Manchester United players rushing in at the far post. Garnacho's curled a wonderful ball into the far post from this left hand side. He's cut back onto his right foot and he's curled it to the far post. There's Højlund, there's McTominay, there's Antony at the far post. McTominay wins the race. We're not getting any type of replays yet, so we don't know what they're checking, but there it is. The goal, as you can hear, has been given.
You don't need us to tell you. It stands Manchester United 2, Chelsea 1. That header from McTominay in the 69th minute restores United's 1-goal advantage. Do Chelsea have another response?
Well, they've got the quality too. We've already seen that. Manchester United may be slightly guilty before when they went 1-0 up of sitting off a little bit. Chelsea came back into it, but credit Manchester United in this second half. They have started the game from the very first whistle with a completely different attitude, with a high press, with an attitude and aggression that we've not seen from this side. It's been a different Manchester United, and they've continued that in the second half. Chelsea have overplayed in certain areas, but United have capitalised.
And here they come again. Chelsea have given it away. Opportunity for 3, and it just goes wide that time. It just goes wide. Chelsea caught played out from the back, and McTominay so close. What an opportunity for his first senior hat-trick. It was on his left foot. He should have done better.
Well, he should have his hat-trick. I mean, Robert Sanchez again in the Chelsea goal. Reece James gives him the ball back, an easy ball. He goes to sweep it out to his left back, and he plays it straight into the middle of the park to Antony, who in turn finds Scott McTominay. He's made a great run. It's on his left foot, but McTominay this time, he gets it all wrong. He just kicks the foot into the floor, and thankfully for Robert Sanchez, he makes a mess of it. But once again, the goalkeeper at the Heart have been guilty of overplaying and not finding his own players.
What a game. Manchester United 2, Chelsea 1, here on 5 Sports Extra, live from Old Trafford. 17.5 minutes to go plus stoppage time. Over on 5 Live, Villa 1, Manchester City 0. Chelsea have the ball inside their own half on this near side, the right, with Reece James runs into trouble in the form of Garnacho, who got the brilliant assist for United second, as Paul was praising a few moments ago. Garnacho can't intercept this time. Chelsea make it stick. Mudryk on halfway, forwards to Enzo Fernandez. He's got 4 with him in this attack. Here come Chelsea going forwards. What have they got now? Cole Palmer, 25 yards out inside right. Sterling running at the full-back Reguilon. Chelsea corner, their third of the second half, and all of a sudden the pendulum swings Chelsea's way in terms of attacks.
Yeah, it's a rare visit into the Manchester United half for Chelsea in the second half.
Quick corner, short corner, Palmer to Mudryk, who's running at Garnacho, goes back to James, chipped ball in towards the penalty spot, headed away by Maguire, brought down by Moises Caicedo. And now here come Chelsea down the other side this time with Raheem Sterling on the left. Caicedo again, 30 yards out, looked like he was lining up a shot. Reece James might, he beats Amrabat on his left foot, ball over the top, too close to Onana, who comes sprinting off his line to make the claim. United want Onana to play it downfield in a hurry. Garnacho's going to get flagged as soon as it lands, surely. James has made a mess of it. Garnacho could be in for 3, and James recovers brilliantly. I'm shocked that nothing was given there. Great recovery by James to make up for the initial error. Reguilon now, ball comes off Caicedo. Manchester United with a corner, Paul Robinson.
Well, this is where the offside rule, it falls down for me, because Andre Onana's got the ball and Garnacho's in the Chelsea half. He's clearly offside, he's clearly behind Reece James, but the goalkeeper kicks the ball, and because the assistant referee doesn't put his flag up, Reece James is then forced to go and challenge for the ball when Garnacho's in an offside position. Because James heads it, he makes a mistake, puts Garnacho in, but he was initially offside from Onana's kick.
Fernandez with a corner from the United left, short this time. Receives it back from Garnacho. Fernandez with a cross towards the back post. This time Sanchez comes, flapped at a few crosses in the first half, took that one easily, and that's a good throw out. Looking for Mudryk, who couldn't quite take it in his stride. Amrabat intercepts, and here come Manchester United again down the right. Paul.
Robert Sanchez there took a really good cross, but he's that eager to get the ball back in play, into possession, into Mudryk. He's gone 3 or 4 yards out of his goal before he's thrown it to Mudryk, but the referee's completely missed it.
There's that Goalkeepers Union membership card coming into question one more time.
Well, as I said to Ali on Saturday, I said, doing this job you have to be honest.
That is very true, as Armando Broja gets ready to come on for Chelsea with 15 minutes to go, wearing shirt number 19, standing next to his manager Mauricio Pochettino, who's just giving him some final instructions down beneath us. Chelsea with the ball on the halfway line. Rangers have won at Hearts by 1-0. Celtic won 4-1 earlier. That one's ended Hearts 0, Rangers 1. This is Manchester United 2, Chelsea 1 on 5 Sports Extra from the BBC. 15 minutes to play. What a game this has been. What an atmosphere we've had. And hopefully we've still got more to come. Reece James, who came on as a half-time substitute for Cucurella, sends in the cross, flashes across the 6 yards line. United should tidy up over on the far side, the right back area. Don't need to in the end. Anthony just lets it run. United will settle for the throw, and that means we can see Broja come on now. He is going to come on for Chelsea to replace Mykhailo Mudryk.
That was a brilliant ball by Reece James. We're sat right behind that ball, and it's a fantastic ball right in behind Harry Maguire. Nicholas Jackson just doesn't read it. It's a ball that's curling away from the goalkeeper. Any striker there, you're looking for him to get right across the front of Maguire and attack the ball. Jackson doesn't do that. It's a fantastic cross by Reece James that's really not capitalised on.
So Broja comes on. Mudryk makes his exit behind that goal where Andre Onana is standing away to our right. Ball in the penalty area just in front of Onana there. Shaw gets it moving, and here come Manchester United again. No time for breaks in this game. As soon as the ball's back live, we're playing at a frantic pace. Fernandez, the Manchester United captain, who had that penalty saved early on in this game. Garnacho takes over from him, sends it forward to Reguilon. Back to Garnacho, edge of the box. Dispossesses himself there, completely lost control of it when he seemed in total control. Broja gets his first touch. Amrabat on him in a flash. So too Reguilon. Ball in the end spins out. The referee hadn't got a clue, leaves it to his assistant, who's quite some way down this near touchline. Says the throw-in should go the way of Chelsea.
Well, Broja's come on, he's made an immediate impact. He's gone right up top with Jackson. Looks like they're going 2 up top, but Broja's size and his strength, his physical capability, they'll look towards Manchester United a problem.
Over on 5 Live, still Aston Villa 1, Manchester City 0. Leon Bailey with the only goal of the game, 16 minutes from time at Villa Park, still playing there. Here the ball is with Robert Sanchez for Chelsea, so who knows what might happen. They'll probably play 10 passes inside their own area, then give it away. They just did, but they've received it straight back because of a poor United pass. Caicedo has it. Now Reece James, ball played forwards. Shaw should tidy, does tidy. Goes back to Onana. Breuer on him in a flash this time. Onana gets moving, gives it to Amrabat. United boxed into their left back area here. Shaw, clever, plays the ball against Cole Palmer, the Chelsea goal scorer, and Manchester United will have a goal kick. The way this has been all night, Paul, you feel like there's still some drama yet.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're in for a little bit of extra time as well. Andre Onana now trying to take his time a little bit. United are higher up the pitch. Luke Shaw there in a very dangerous position. He got away with that, then he nearly lost possession. Won a goal kick for his team, but they're in no rush to take this now, Manchester United.
It's always a privilege to cover any game of football, but when you get one the quality that this has been, and we were wondering what to expect when we came into it, given that both sides have struggled in the opening stages of this season. Coming into tonight, it was 7th hosting 10th. It has been an absolute pleasure as United try and switch from right to left. It falls for Garnacho via a Chelsea head. Fernandes will take over, runs into his teammate, does well to turn and find himself half a yard. Reguilon wide on the left, sends in a dangerous looking cross, headed away that time by Chelsea. Fernandes, left of centre, 25 yards out to the edge of the area. Reguilon, first time touch with his left foot, low cross in, and it flashes across the face of goal as Garnacho tried to sweep it into the far bottom corner.
I don't know how he's missed that, Garnacho. He's just outside the front post and Reguilon pulls it back to him. He's got half a goal to aim at. He just doesn't connect with it and he puts it wide of Sanchez's far post. But United aren't settling for what they've got. They're looking really intent on pressing forward. Bruno Fernandes again, he shapes to shoot, plays it out to this left hand side to Reguilon. Goes into the box, cuts it back to Garnacho. Maybe I did a little bit of injustice, give him a little bit of injustice there. It was more of a difficult finish than it looked. He didn't quite connect with it properly, but it was a harder finish than it looked. But again, from United, showing intent. They're not happy with what they've got.
Garnacho, we've waxed lyrical about him all night. That brilliant assist for McTominay's header. McTominay couldn't miss. Manchester United 27 shots to Chelsea's 8. 9 efforts on target to Chelsea's 3. They've been dominant, but just the one goal in front here, Erik ten Hag's team. He's sitting back in his dugout at the moment as Mauricio Pochettino ponders with his assistant on the edge of his technical area. 5 Sports Extra from the BBC. Also live on BBC Sounds and the BBC Sport website and app. Ball goes out for a Chelsea throw in their left back area. And we've got 10 minutes to go here. I was listening to Alistair Bruce Ball last night doing Luton Arsenal. What a game that was. And he kept saying during his commentary, it's one of those games that every time you look at the clock, you don't want it to end, and that's exactly how we feel here.
Well, it's gone really quickly as well, hasn't it? That's when you know that you've got a good football match that you're watching. You're not struggling for commentary, you're not struggling for things to talk about. We're constantly, you can't look down, you know that you're going to miss something. Both teams have been excellent tonight. I mean, defensively, yes, it's not been a great display from either of them, but I think Chelsea in the second half, they've set off Manchester United a little bit, and the worrying thing for United at the moment is Bruno Fernandes sat in the middle of the pitch rubbing his thigh. He's gone down injured, but Manchester United have got to give them so much credit tonight. There's been a lot of speculation in the media about the manager losing the dressing room, about the attitude of players, about the way that they played at Newcastle last week, and we're seeing a man on the bench now who has come in for some criticism, Marcus Rashford, getting stripped off, who was left out of the side tonight. Him and Martial left out the side tonight, but the application of this Manchester United team has been different to how it has been so far this season.
A man who will come on with a point to prove. Here come Chelsea down the centre with Raheem Sterling. United tracking back, foul given against Darlow. Chelsea free kick, centre of the pitch, centre of the half.
Yeah, it's a sensible one. Darlow knows that Raheem Sterling's getting away from him there, and that they were 2-on-2 because Brozier was making up the numbers.
8 minutes to go plus stoppage time at Old Trafford. 2-1 United lead. Here comes Marcus Rashford. Is he going to come on before this free kick? One of 4 changes made by Erik ten Hag coming into tonight. Yellow card given to Diogo Darlow for that tackle. That is what's known in the business as taking one for the team. Rashford just having a quick chat with his manager on this near side. As Chelsea ponder this free kick, as I say, centre of the pitch, centre of the half. 3-4 now standing around it as Cole Palmer goes across to stick in his 2 penneth. Referee Chris Kavanagh just having a word with the Chelsea players as Rashford stands by. Martial, who Paul mentioned a few moments ago, also on the United bench tonight.
He will come on after this free kick, Will Rashford, which Reece James is standing over. Enzo Fernandez too. Is it too far out for a shot? It looks like James is going to lay it off here for Fernandez. United player moves too soon. The layoff happens. The shot is charged down, and Chelsea made hard work and a complete mess of that, you have to say. Garnacho has possession. He's been excellent tonight, and he keeps going. Dribbles it over halfway. Running at 3 Chelsea defenders. In the end, Moises Caicedo gets back and stops him. Wants to take a quick throw, but he can't, because now Manchester United are going to take off Rasmus Højlund and replace him for the final 7 minutes plus stoppage time with Marcus Rashford.
He's done well tonight as Højlund left out the side last week for Martial. He's come into the team tonight. Okay, he hasn't had that many clear-cut chances. He hasn't been the goal threat that you'd have wanted to be, but his work rate off the ball is more than anybody else's. We talked about Manchester United's press tonight. We talked about the high trigger that they've got, and he's come off there. He's absolutely shattered. You can see the work rate and the yards that he's put in tonight. He really has put in a shift for his team.
Just 2 Premier League goals this season for Marcus Rashford. Both have come away at Everton and Arsenal. 20 in 30 at Old Trafford last season, yet to score at this stadium this season. Manchester United 2, Chelsea 1. Ball goes out for a Chelsea throw midway inside their own half on this near side.
He's come on, Rashford. He's come on as a straight swap for Højlund. He's not playing wide, he's not playing left or right. He's come on and he's playing as a number 9, which we haven't seen him do very often.
Still Villa 1, Man City 0 over on 5 Live with Pat Nevin and John Murray. Closing stages there, closing stages here on Sports Extra and BBC Sounds. Chelsea have the ball with Thiago Silva just on the edge of his own area at the moment. Closed down quickly by Marcus Rashford. What did you make of Højlund overall, Paul? You just touched on it there as he made his way off.
I think he's an excellent threat when Manchester United have got the ball in certain areas. I think there's more to come from him. We've seen it in the Champions League, but when they haven't got the ball, his work rate is incredible.
Here come Chelsea with James. Still no Premier League goal so far for Rasmus Højlund. James to the edge of the area, through ball. Palmer, the Chelsea goal scorer, 6 yards from the byline, from his left foot onto his right. Back to Reece James on the edge of the box. Digs out a dangerous cross. No one can get a touch. It flashes across the face of goal. Picked up by Sterling on the left, edge of the box, right foot. Blocked by Darlow. Clearance to Colwill. Shot goes in, takes a deflection. And in the end, the assistant referee says that will be a goal kick, much to the annoyance of the Chelsea supporters behind that assistant referee.
I'm not sure that Chelsea will get 2 better chances between now and the end of the game.
Wow.
Enzo Fernandez finds himself in the middle of the 6-yard box there, and the only way I can describe it is that brilliant goal that Gianfranco Zola scored years ago. The cross comes in and he's tried to do that flick through his legs. He's completely missed it and the ball's gone through to the other side. It ends up going to Colwill, who again puts the ball in. He gets himself the wrong side of Luke Shaw, but yet again he just can't get any type of surface on the ball. 2 really good chances inside the 6-yard box for Enzo Fernandez. Have we still got another twist? I think there might be.
I was saying that to you a few moments ago, wasn't I? Given what we've just seen there from Chelsea, I wondered if Enzo Fernandez might have been offside when he tried that flick, but didn't make contact, so we'll never really know. Everton Newcastle live on 5 Live tomorrow. Tottenham West Ham will start on Sports Extra before moving to 5 Live for the second half at the conclusion of the Everton Newcastle game. All 10 midweek Premier League games have been live across 5 Live, Sports Extra and the BBC Sport website and app. And this, you have to say, has been up there with the best of them, because it's been a real treat from 2 teams who were used to winning and chasing for titles. Not so at the moment. 7th versus 10th ahead of tonight, but it's been a great watch. It really, really has. Garnacho on the halfway line. Cole Palmer for company. Ball spins out into touch. Manchester United have a throw next to Mauricio Pochettino. Turns away and looks at us in this main stand with his arms folded. His side running out of time. 3.5 on the clock. Mentioned that stat earlier. Just 1 win in their last 10 midweek Premier League games, Chelsea. Reguilon, who came on for Manchester United at half-time, taking this throw just in front of his manager Erik ten Hag, who's just making a few notes. Try and hear from him before we go off air at 10:30. If not, Football Daily tomorrow. Darlow in from the right, cross across the face. Goalkeeper came flying off his line to smother the ball 6 yards out that time. Robert Sanchez looks to bowl out quickly, can't, because United have got all the short options marked up for the time being. In the end, he gives it to Disasi, who gives it to Reece James before sending Disasi on his way. Dribbles forwards, good work, great tracking by Bruno Fernandes, leading by example. Here's McTominay, who's on a hat-trick. He's got both for United tonight. McTominay to the edge of the area, right side, keeps going, tried too hard, ball got away from him, goal kick to the visitors. 2.5 to play. Chelsea have got a man down.
Another example of Manchester United's work rate off the ball tonight, and that was the captain Bruno Fernandes this time. Chelsea getting the ball, this time they break the press, but Fernandes tracks back with Disasi, puts in a really good tackle just inside his own half, and United win possession back, and that's something that's really signified the play tonight. There's been a real difference. I know we've said it before, but their work rate when they haven't got the ball, they've set traps, they're doing it now. Chelsea have a goal kick, Rashford's right at the top of the pivot, there's Fernandes in behind, there's Garnacho, there's McTominay, and they're pressing again to try and win this ball back, and everyone in a red shirt is working extremely hard.
Chelsea sticking to their plan. It works for them this time, certainly when it comes to getting away from their own penalty area. Whether they can get close to Manchester United remains to be seen. 90 seconds of normal time to go. 2-1 United lead. Ian Dennis will round up everything for you at the conclusion of this game over on BBC Radio 5 Live. Long ball forwards by Chelsea, headed to the edge of the area by Shaw. Picked up by Cole Palmer. Rolls it back to Caicedo. And now Chelsea with Enzo Fernandez. 2 on Sunday in the midfield. What can he do here? Plays a long ball forwards. It's cleared only as far as James with the effort. Never got over it. Blazed it over the crossbar. Another Chelsea chance goes begging.
Well, I thought Fernandes was going to shoot there. He got 2 last week for the first time. I thought he was going to open the sails there, but he didn't let fly. Played it to the right hand side to Reece James, who blazes it high and wide over Onana's goal. Harry Maguire's gone down in the middle of the goal, taking his boot off, buying a little bit of time. Referee stood watching both Onana and Maguire, pointing to his watch. United will be quite happy to play this one out now.
Yep, just taps his watch there, Chris Kavanagh, as if to say all of this time will be added on as we enter the final minute of the 90 here at Old Trafford. Goal kick taken by Andre Onana. Long. Rashford goes up for the header, loses that battle to Axel Disasi. Manchester United battle and work and try and win it back in the midfield. They can't do so as Chelsea go back to their goalkeeper. Final few seconds here. All eyes on the fourth official, who's standing by on this near side with the board, Tim Robinson. Chelsea's attack breaks down. Maguire intercepts. Then he gets... Well, was he pulled over by Jackson? No, says the referee. Chelsea play on. Palmer to the edge of the area on his left foot. Pass was blocked. Reece James arrives on the scene. James with a cross towards the back post. Headed in against the woodwork by Breuer. 4 minutes to be added on. They've just hit the post there, Chelsea, with that header. Ball played back in. United clear through Shaw. Big chance, Paul.
A great ball in by Reece James to the far post. Finds Breuer completely unmarked on the angle. Hits the post from 4 yards out. Onana looks beaten. He's inside his goal. He's inside the post. Brozier, it's a really good header. Great ball in from Reece James, and what an opportunity.
Here come Chelsea again, down the right with Cole Palmer. 30 seconds of stoppage time have gone. Manchester United 2, Chelsea 1 here on Sports Extra and BBC Sounds. Chelsea throw, 6 yards from the corner flag. Palmer wants to take it quickly. Wasn't in the right place, and now James says leave it to me anyway. Time ticking away for Chelsea. Manchester United getting ready to make a late change here. Going to bring on Johnny Evans for the final 3 minutes, if it even is that, when he gets the chance to come onto the field. Breuer, who went close seconds ago, cutting in from the right. Good defending again by Fernandes, who's had such a good game. And then Reguilon is fouled. United with a free kick in their left back area. They will bring on Johnny Evans, and it's an opportunity to waste a few more seconds.
Well, that's real inexperience by Cole Palmer. Really, really silly. The ball's gone. Reguilon's kicked the ball downfield, yet he goes through and he follows through. And he gives Manchester United an out. He gives them a free kick inside their own half.
Well, it's going to be difficult to name anybody but Scott McTominay man of the match. He's got both goals for Manchester United, but the man who's leaving the field now has been superb. At the age of just 19, off goes Alejandro Garnacho. Somebody who's very much not 19 comes on to take his place for the final few minutes, Johnny Evans. Garnacho, Paul Robinson, has been an absolute credit.
He was excellent tonight. Both the first ball, as soon as he got the ball, he was very, very direct. He's been a real thorn in Chelsea's side, down this left-hand side all night. But off the ball as well, he's worked extremely hard. But that, you could say that about this whole Manchester United team.
2 minutes of stoppage time have gone. We'll have a little bit more than the 2 scheduled minutes that are remaining because of that substitution. Ball goes out for a throw-in here in Manchester United's favour. They're where they want to be. Fairly deep inside the Chelsea half. Reguilon keeps walking forwards. He's well aware of what he's doing. He's just trying to tick the clock down. Paul asked a few moments ago if there is one final twist in this game. The way it's gone all night, do not rule it out. Ball comes off the head of Rashford. Chelsea decide to keep the ball in play, and now Fernandes closes down Chelsea goalkeeper Sanchez. What are they doing? What have they been doing all night? Insistent on playing out. It's not worked. They haven't dealt with the press, and Manchester United, it's either a corner or a throw in next to the flag. We will confirm.
I just don't understand what Chelsea are doing. They're just guilty of overplaying again. Disasi plays his goalkeeper a ball across his goal line. He goes to play a straight ball into the middle to Silva, and then he tries to chip it out to the corner flag. I mean, Chelsea have grossly overplayed, not in their own third, in their own 18-yard box. The goalkeeper struggled with the ball at his feet, and they haven't been good enough with the ball in possession.
We've just seen that header on a replay from Breuer. It hit the post. He should have done so much better with that. Onana will say he had it covered. We'll never know, because he never worked the Manchester United goalkeeper Breuer. And now the referee here is going to show a yellow card to one of the United players for time wasting. It was either Amrabat or Reguilon. Reguilon it was, thank you, Paul. Ball back with Chelsea on halfway. 20 seconds of the 4 added minutes left to play, but I think there'll be a minute or two more. Now United have got a man who's gone down following contact from Reece James. James dribbles forwards down the right. Is there one late twist in this game? Manchester United 2, Chelsea 1. It's been brilliant. And still we play on. Referee Chris Kavanagh hasn't looked at his watch just yet. Cole Palmer equalised for Chelsea at the end of the first half. What's he going to do here at the end of the second? Keeps the ball moving is what he's doing for now, because he's given it to a teammate. Now Caicedo, Disasi, James. Home fans want the final whistle. James to the byline, sends in the cross. Reguilon goes sliding in. There will be a late Chelsea corner, Paul Robinson.
They've just got time to take it as well. We literally are in the dying embers of this game. Once this ball goes into the box, regardless of what happens after this, the referee's going to blow his whistle. This is the last opportunity for Chelsea. Surprising that the goalkeeper's not going in. Caicedo's circling the box. Everybody bar Caicedo and the goalkeeper and Sterling are in the 6-yard box.
This is it. James with a corner, an away swinger from the Chelsea right. 95th minute, cross goes in, headed away, and there is the final whistle. It's been a tough few days for Erik ten Hag and Manchester United, but they've responded not just with a win against Chelsea, but with a performance and work rate that the whole club can be proud of. They should have scored really early on. Bruno Fernandes saw his penalty saved by Sanchez away to his right. McTominay put United ahead on 19. Chelsea equalised through Palmer right on half-time. A really well taken goal, left foot across goal into the bottom corner before United won it midway through the second half. Great cross from the left from Garnacho. They were queuing up to head it in at the back post. It was McTominay who got his and Manchester United's second. Well taken, and then Breuer hit the post for Chelsea right at the end. It's been a great game, Paul Robinson. Did Manchester United deserve the win overall, though?
They more than deserve the win. The way that they pressed from the first whistle, the attitude of the whole team, and I think the manager's obviously used the media speculation to his advantage. He's gone to his team, he said, look, they say we're not working hard enough, that I've lost the dressing room, and he's got a performance from his team tonight. He's got a tune out of his team tonight, and you can hear by the amount of Manchester United fans that have stayed inside Old Trafford to share and celebrate with their team, because their team have given a performance. You know, it's a result, it's a fantastic result for them, it's a win for them, but more than anything, Erik ten Hag will be absolutely delighted with the performance that his team have given him.
And lots of fans have stayed in the home sections of the ground. The cheers are just because there's been a pitch invader run on, quickly dealt with by security. The United fans who have stayed, there's still a large section of them applauding their team off. At the end of the Newcastle game on Saturday night, it was hard to pick a United player who could come away from that match with any credit, let alone what you could call a man of the match performance. Tonight, choosing a man of the match is really difficult. Obviously it's going to get given to McTominay because he got the 2 goals, but there are contenders.
Oh, they were excellent to a man. Højlund without the ball, I mean, he didn't get many opportunities in front of goal. He's a striker who'll get judged on goals, but his work rate, he started the press. Garnacho was different class tonight. Anthony as well in the first half in particular, his work rate. Bruno Fernandes led by example, and as you said, that's not something we've associated with Manchester United. That's not something we've labelled them with week in and week out. It's something that they've been criticised about. That's the level of criticism that they've had because of that. Yes, the result was excellent tonight, but But the big thing for Erik ten Hag was the performance of his players. He got a tune out of that team tonight.
The Premier League football continues on 5 Live and Sports Extra tomorrow. Full commentary of Everton against Newcastle and Spurs against West Ham. That is then, now, here at Old Trafford at the end of a great game. It's ended. Manchester United 2, Chelsea 1.